It is the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
Yay. Hello. Stand by. Thank you, Gio.
You're welcome.
Changes my whole trajectory of my morning.
I can tell your whole demeanor changes like instantly.
I'm sitting here just waiting for lifeblood to come in.
That may be a problem. That may be a problem that a sip of coffee changes your entire life. You may be addicted to it.
When I walk in, you look angry, disgruntled.
Yeah.
That's just you. That's just your face.
No.
Is it?
Yeah. You talking to me or him?
I'm talking about And then as soon as you get that, you just brighten up.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired today. I was up late.
What'd you do?
Just watching TV.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
Carmen, you have sent the social media world into a tizzy.
Oh.
Why?
Because yesterday you threw out some information, medical information, which I'm sorry, maybe I'm wrong. Are you a doctor?
I am not.
Not a doctor. Okay.
I am not.
Yeah.
Most of my information I get from Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
And
right.
I acknowledge that and I tell everybody that.
Yes, I knew when you said that you're an Instagram doctor.
Yes.
So Carmen said yesterday in a video that's up on our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show that the reason why women get sick during pregnancy is because the husband's unhealthy. And
There's a direct correlation to a man's health and a woman's pregnancy.
right, everybody says it was garbage, but that's not even why I was bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because what it sparked is half-ass readers and people who pay attention who have been hitting me up all day saying congratulations on my wife's pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations.
Right?
I'm 53 years old. I don't want to have a baby now.
Congratulations.
Oh, stop
I'm
it.
excited. I'll babysit.
Yeah.
Are you going to have one of those gender reveal parties with the blue?
We're
and the
not going to
pink?
identify the gender of our baby. We're going to let our baby
have to.
Smart.
grow up.
No.
No, that's true. Now I do. It's the law.
Not
There's only two. Pick one.
I would say cook or hunter. What was the other one? A cook or
Worker, I think.
worker?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to have another baby now, I think I would pick a boy
Yeah.
because I'm starting to feel the heat of a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds terrible. Starting to feel the heat of an
Easy
12-year-old.
guy.
Hold it.
Yeah.
Give me that young heat.
I'm just saying we had an argument yesterday. She walks in the room. Granted, I'm the needy one, but she walks in the room and she just climbs onto my wife's lap and sits on. And I go, I'm right here. I'm right here, and I've got a king size bed for you to lay on. She's got little skinny chicken legs. What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
And she just ignores me. I go, all right, I got you.
I think at a point it gets weird for the father daughter stuff.
Yeah.
No, I mean she was in her pajamas. It wasn't like
No, I'm saying it gets weird.
yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Like
They feel
e-
weird.
Like,
Right,
when are you
even-
going to stop taking showers with her?
right.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think 15's the cutoff.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
Okay,
Then
Biden.
you switch to her friends.
No, definitely not her friend. I don't want her friends' parents listening to fall for that joke.
By the way, yes, research indicates a correlation between a woman's pregnancy and a father's health.
Boom.
Meaning a father's health status before conception can impact the pregnancy outcome and the baby's health, with factors like chronic illness, lifestyle habits, and overall health playing a role. This is primarily due to the epigenetic changes in sperm, which can influence fetal development.
Believe
Call
it or
me
not,
doctor.
Believe it or not, Dr. Carmen,
Yeah, call me doctor.
maybe the most unhealthy I ever was in my life. Before
Right.
that,
And that's what I'm saying.
And you're
that's why
putting
you're
unhealthy stuff in your wife's system.
right.
I
And
put
that's
in the system, right?
You're polluting.
and that's what and that's why she had such a hard pregnancy.
Yeah. She had your unhealthiness growing inside of
Yeah,
her.
your unhealthy DNA.
Right, I get it. Don't make it like Jesus.
Yeah, I think if Chad was fat, Carmen wouldn't be putting this out there.
Her baby's gonna come out with abs.
Yeah.
By the way, congratulations, Carmen.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
great.
what?
Oh.
No,
Let's
no.
shift this onto you.
Do you want the girl or boy? What are you showing?
Mike was putting
Oh.
the D in DNA.
It's so funny. I would want a boy.
Of course.
But
Oh,
Chad said he wants a girl.
Oh.
The discussion.
Coach? Was he gonna have the first girl in the NFL?
No. He just thinks it would be easier to train her in
Whoa.
like golf. golf or
trainer in
Yeah.
sports, not trainer
Yes.
like potty trainer.
exactly, but like
Okay.
golf or tennis, like it would be easier to
Mm.
help her along the way because he's also 6 foot. You know what I mean? So our child is not going to be tall by any means.
You know, it's interesting.
I love that 6 foot's not tall anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
It's disappointing.
Yeah.
I think Joey's taller than me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I look at him, it seems like his eyes are above mine. It's weird.
I feel like that when I look at my son too.
Yeah.
They just
I just
bigger.
stood next to him and I go, "Did you get taller?" He's like, "I don't know."
It's funny. Jason Meter and I always say that to each other. We think each other's taller than the other one.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought you were taller than me. I go, I don't know. I think you're taller than me. And I
Let's
can't
kiss.
tell. Yeah. our lips line up.
Yeah.
You're just not used to looking eye to eye with somebody.
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
gets
I'm
weird.
always used to looking down on people.
Yeah,
Physically and mentally.
Yeah. I went to get a haircut yesterday, and I just go to Great Clips, and because I get simple buzz of my hair, and they were sad, Galvin. There was so many women in there.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Oh,
By the
really?
way,
It's not sad.
Carmen, are you defending that? Because I happened to see a Instagram post from Kayla, and Kayla has something to do with Great Clips.
How's she
Yeah.
looking?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a thing where she was talking about her hair and this and that, and it was all flat and blah blah blah, and then she went to Great Clips and
Really?
yeah, it's all.
and they style it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all go to the same schooling, you guys.
Yes,
Like I don't-
I understand that, Carmen, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that you all go to the same thing, and then there's people that stand out.
It's like going to H&R Block or an accountant to get your taxes
Right,
done.
like-
They both can do
No.
your taxes.
they're all they're not all. I was going to say they're all CPAs. They're not all CPAs.
No.
yeah.
No, but like, hey, we took the same math class. Let's just say that. But then there's people that go, I know more. I can do more. I start my own place, and then I'm better.
Here, I'll put it in your terms, Galvin.
Oh, okay. Give it
Be-
to me.
Because you were buying all these expensive running gear, right? And then you were like,
No.
I went to Walmart. Walmart has some of the best running gear and some of the
Ew.
best workout
You went to
gear.
Walmart?
Yeah.
But it's Walmart. You know what I mean? Like
No,
it's
I have said before, and I'll actually recant my statement before. I said if you put a Nike swoosh on like Russell Athletic stuff, it's not.
No.
Like
Bro.
Lululemon, like you put a Lululemon jacket on and you go, oh my God, this
Yes.
is gorgeous. I love it. And it fits so well and it's made such good fabric and
Right.
stuff. Yeah, there are certain things. There are some times where I'm like, yeah,
you buy
this
a
is-
hammer from Walmart, you're buying a hammer.
but that's the thing. Like there's some things that do cross over and
Not
it doesn't
hair.
make a difference. But yes, the people
Not
at
women's hair.
No.
No.
the people at Great Clips went to school and they got the same license
No.
as
Yeah.
the other people.
Carmen, let me tell you who is there besides me, okay? Indian guy, totally bald on the top, like in a round friar tuck, and then had some stragglers going. And he's like, just take it down 1/2 inch. That's all he got it done.
It's so funny because those guys always seem to be the most picky about their hair.
really?
Yeah, they're like a little this and that. And
Well,
I'm
I
like,
don't know. He said, take 1/2 inch off top. Maybe he measured it.
yeah.
I'm Mr. 2 on the side, 4 on the top. The most guys that go in there, or it's basically should be for guys and little kids.
But like I'm not going to Great Clips to get my hair colored. Like I'm not gonna go get highlights at Great Clips. But if I just want a trim,
If
and
you
all
want
they
a
have
trim, yes, that makes complete sense, Carmen. I absolutely agree
Right.
with you.
it's
But if
$20.
you're getting a cut and style and you're leaving it up to the person cutting their hair, like I don't know, what should I do? This and that. That's you're gonna be single for a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like the last time I went to Great Clips, I literally just needed a trim. I needed 2 inches cut off
Okay.
to help me on my hair
I'll allow
journey. And she just cut a straight line.
You say my hair journey.
Listen,
jeez.
we never came. What did Joe call it? You guys never renamed it. So
Uh,
until you give me a new name, that's what the girls are calling it online.
All right.
And
Hair
and I have-
journey.
Hair journey.
Okay.
That's what-
Odyssey. Hair Odyssey.
Yeah.
But that's what the girls call it. All the
Hair
In-
crisis.
influence is not a crisis.
Story of my hair.
I'm trying to help it.
Once upon a time, my hair was long, and then I went to Great Clips.
So anyway, I go to Great Clips,
Yes.
and they have a great app where you check in. Tells me I got 10 minutes to check
Mhm.
in. By the time I park, 1 minute I walk in. You check in. Yep, you're up next. Okay. So I go there a lot, and I see this lovely lady that is about to cut my hair. She's the one I would have chosen that day. You ever play that game? Where you walk in, you go, I hope it's her. I hope it's
That
her.
one.
And out of the people that were there, she was the one that I hoped would do it. And she did it. Now, if you ask me to describe her, I will say she is a very, not looks-wise, she's just an average 40-something-year-old white woman.
Okay.
Looks-wise, she's cute, whatever. But also they're very nice and they like to talk to you. So how's your day going? Good. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Small talk. And then she dropped this bomb on me. Well, first of all, this song came on the radio. Did you know that this song existed? I was on.
Perk up and say, why is this guy ruining a Bon Jovi song?
Well, I just couldn't understand what was going on. It seemed like an interesting combination of the two artists, an old Bon Jovi song and Pitbull.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady cutting my hair said, I love Pitbull. And I go, oh, yeah, Pitbull's good. She's like, I went on 2 Pitbull cruises. And I thought,
whoa, that's commitment.
Yeah. I couldn't believe out of all the people that I was going to meet that day, if you said, tell me the lady who least likely went on a Pitbull cruise, I would have been like the lady who cut my hair.
What about the one that went on 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Worldwide.
Listen, I understand it. He's very talented. And she said, I met him. She got a meet and greet with him on the cruise.
Stop.
Said they said it was very nice. Took a picture with him. I think her mother-in-law went with him. I don't know. If I'm Pitbull, I do not know my target. Like every once in a while, I'll go out and I'll meet a 60-something-year-old black lady, and she'll be like, I love the show. And I go, blows my mind.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. I can't believe that you listen to the show. And I'm happy about it, So Pitbull must have saw this woman and be like, I'm reaching out worldwide to white women everywhere.
I'm not all that shocked that Pitbull ladies work in a Great Clips.
No, but are you shocked that the Great Clips lady went on 2 Pitbull cruises?
Yeah.
It
That's the
seems like
difference.
there's a Venn diagram where those overlap.
Yeah.
But
But but see, here's the thing. Not the lady who cut my hair. The lady 2 seats over, she went to a Pitbull concert.
Yeah.
The lady behind me, she went on the Pitbull cruise. The lady behind me drove to Miami to see Pitbull. The lady who cut my hair doesn't know who Pitbull is. She looked like she didn't no idea who Pitbull is, and she's like, yeah, I've been to 2 Pitbull cruises.
yeah, I'm not that surprised that's at Great Clips.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a certain level of white trash at the Great Clips. I know that. I go there. Not working there, Carmen, that just being there. And I'm telling you, I'm part of that white trash. That this lady seems like she looks like the mother on an 80s sitcom.
Right.
She is not the one that I expected to be going to see Pitbull.
Like I feel like nobody wants to really work at Great Clips. They have to work at Great Clips.
I don't know. They seem pretty happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem like they chose I'll just work at Great Clips.
Because to break it down, like when women or guys, when you work in like a salon, you're usually renting that chair.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and you're paying the owner of that salon to do hair there, and then you can do your own prices and stuff like that. It gets pricey, and then you have to build your own clientele and stuff like that. So where Great Clips, you have a built-in clientele. You don't have to build one because people are just going there naturally.
Right, like at
You
the
know what I
barber
mean?
shop, when I used to go to a different barber shop, and the people who worked at the barber shop would pay the guy who owned the barber shop for the chair. Like they rent the chair that day. And I don't know if they give him a percentage of anything else, but they would pay him for that chair. So $50 a day for the chair, and then I don't know if they get 10% of whatever they made or however that works out.
I'm sure they have to pay for any chemicals or if they use any like product and stuff like that, or that's part of the rent. I think like that, you know what I mean? But it does get pricey. And if you have to build your own clientele and you're not really from the area or something like that, we're Great Clips, you just naturally go in there.
Yeah.
You will naturally have 7 to 10 clients every single day because you work at Great Clips. So I think it's
That's
almost
true. You're
like,
up next. You just walk in, you're up next.
I think it's one of those. It's a little less work. Basically, it's a good starting position. Or if you don't have that ability to build a clientele, it's
And shouldn't be cutting ladies' hair.
Yeah.
You want to hear what a huge pussy I am? I would walk into the barber shop and there'd be 4 people working, and I'd want like one of two to cut my hair. Like that one or that one. I don't want the other two. The other guy did it bad. I would never ask for a specific.
Oh,
I would never go.
You're out
I'm
of
gonna
your
wait
mind.
because they go. You next. I don't want to be like I'm waiting for Ralph.
yeah.
Because you're like, well, I cut your hair last time.
I
Yeah.
always do that.
I
Same.
can't.
There's been one guy that's cut my hair for 10 years.
Yeah, but do you
Same
make
guy.
an appointment for him, or do
No.
you just show up and be like, I'm
You
waiting for
walk
Ralph?
in and I'm waiting for Mo.
Yep.
The guy's name's Mo.
Oh, by the station.
Casablanca Barbershop right there by the radio station. I'm telling you, it's the best.
Also, if a guy messes up my hair, like he cut it last time and I didn't like it, and he's like, "You're next, come out," I go, "Not today, Ernie."
Not
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
not you,
No.
buddy.
And I don't even have to say what I sit down. And he just knows what to do.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Well, they keep a receipt at Great Clips. Of
Yeah.
What they go? Last time you got a 5 on the top. I go, this time let's lower it.
Yeah.
Do a 4, yeah. Yeah, I needed to get my hair cut in time for our Super Bowl travels.
You
How
know?
often do you get your hair cut?
Like maybe every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, what's so funny is I was planning my haircut this week, and I think I'm going to do it tomorrow, either tomorrow or Thursday.
Just so it's easier to manage while we're there.
You got to get right and tight before
yeah,
Super Bowl.
right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Carmen,
Clean it up.
I want to. It'll be a week that I've gotten my hair cut, so it'll grow back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be able to get up in the morning, throw some water in it, be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I like it.
Mm.
I'm, scheduling my wash day around our trip.
One day?
Wash day.
Oh, don't bring that dirty head.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You talking
Good.
about your whole body?
We're gonna hold you down and wash your hair while you're with us.
You can't do that.
You washing your feet that day?
Nope. I can only wash one
Who's
thing
sharing
at
a
a
room with
time.
Carmen? 1, 2, 3, not it.
Not it.
What?
Joe, you're it.
What?
I had a meeting yesterday
Mhm.
about the cruise.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm supposed to. I don't care.
Mhm.
Nobody's listening. It's fine.
It's your
Yeah.
cruise.
Mhm.
So many people from the station are going on the cruise.
What?
Mhm.
Yes.
And you sound excited about that.
Who?
Well, I figure the more the merrier.
But
Okay.
are they like going like with us?
There's a lot of freeloaders again.
Yeah.
Are they going to work? Are they going to enjoy themselves? Are they
Both.
Oh man.
Who you got? Who you got?
Dizzy is going.
Oh, made the cut.
Approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Made the
even
cut.
after Gio cut him off?
Yep.
Mm.
Oh.
Johnny B is going.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Mike Cernak is going.
Oh,
All right.
They read the list, and I go, "Can I ask you a question?" And I go, "Why is Mike Cernak going?" And they were like, "Because he wants to go and have a good time." I went, "Oh, okay." I was like, "We've done 18 cruises, never brought an engineer ever. Why are we bringing an
Sure,
engineer
he's
now?"
gone before.
Yeah, but not like in an engineer capacity.
Oh, that's what he's.
No. I just thought to myself, why are we bringing an engineer now? Like I'm not against it. I'm happy and I like Mike and I'm glad that he's going. He certainly is one of those people that deserves to get a break.
Mhm.
But I just was like surprised by it. I don't recall us having an engineer there before, you know.
No.
So Mike Cernak is going. Mike Olivero is going.
Well, listen, Dizzy's great, and I love for Dizzy to go. But why is Dizzy going? Like I remember last time he didn't do anything
yeah.
except
Yeah.
for say that it was you.
Dizzy is rooming with Tom.
Oh.
So
Okay.
which
But what is
Is he
that?
helping Tom put his socks on? I don't
Yeah.
know what.
All right.
Because I think the thing is that how many rooms do you need? Now we got the rooms, you could just fill them with people. And I think the idea is the more people from the station that go, the better. And Dizzy's a previous cruiser. He has a good time. He's fun. He actually works on the cruise. He'll do some
Gio,
stuff.
what does,
What-
what does
Dizzy
Dizzy do?
I don't
Yeah.
recall Dizzy doing anything on the cruise.
Oh, I don't know either, but you're saying you don't want him to go on the cruise?
I mean, he's just a freeloader.
Work is not a thing I see him doing.
I mean, in the daytime, he's a worker. At night, he.
I'm
What?
sorry. What is he doing during the day?
All right, basically, the hardest working person on the cruise is Tom. Tom does the most work.
Tom does a lot.
Yeah,
I've seen Tom do a lot.
and I
you.
don't really know what Dizzy does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
but he has a good time, and people seem to like him.
All right.
Yeah,
I feel like Olivero or Corey Cardinal is like, "Hey Dizzy, can you hang some banners for the party?" And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And then he goes and tells somebody to hang some banners.
yeah. Get the job done. That's
Yeah.
all I care about. Who else?
Any salespeople going?
Yes.
You can't say.
No, I can't remember.
Oh
Hmm.
no.
Nothing exciting.
Hmm.
Like a salesperson that we don't Like it's not like Melanie and it's not Richard.
So
You know what I mean?
It's not somebody we like.
No. No, I don't mean that. It's just not somebody that we're like tight with. You know,
Right.
I can't remember. I just can't remember. Like they said it yesterday.
Guy, lady.
It's somebody forgettable.
Oh.
Is it someone who will text you at 5 a.m?
No.
She went last year.
Yeah, she went
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah.
She won.
Yeah.
She was a great time too.
No, she's fun.
Is it somebody who looks like he should be English?
It's Sean.
Oh,
Sean
oh,
Winters.
okay.
Yeah. It took me a second.
I feel like Sean's gonna rage on the part on the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cruise.
maybe.
All right.
Who else? John Brennan's going. Mike Olivero's going.
Corey
Corey
Cardinal?
Cardinal's going. That's the other hard worker.
Corey
on
does
the
a
road
lot.
trip. Corey
Yes.
does a lot. Yeah. So when there's a lot of people, there's over 250 people going on the cruise,
Nice.
which is great, and we have a lot of things scheduled for. So you get on, you do this, then after dinner we do this, then tomorrow we do this, and it's gonna be fun. And the pins are back. We got
Yes,
the
and
pins
new
are
ones.
back.
New ones.
New-
Okay.
whole new pins.
Now the two other shows that Dizzy's on, are they upset that he's
Is
going
Ian Beckles going?
on our show?
I don't know. Ian's name did not come up in the conversation yesterday. I do not know. What is that?
I said, now the two other shows that Dizzy's on, are they upset that he's doing stuff with our show?
I don't know.
Right.
I have not. You refer to the Setting Show
Setting show and JP show.
JP. I do not know. I assume that it's okay because Disney has been released for the cruise, but I know John Senning is staying behind because he's hosting Mike Allstott's charity golf tournament.
Oh.
Right.
Yes. So he's staying here to do that. That sucks that it lines up the same weekend, but it is what it is. And then JP will be fine without the JP's got Monica. As long as there's one short person in there. he'll be fine. How's Monica doing? Have you seen her?
Yeah, she's
fine?
a little better,
Yeah.
but she's still a little sad.
Chipper.
Better or bitter?
Both,
Yeah.
both.
She should have known.
But she's like, football's done. No more football for the year.
I know. You know, that's so sad. It goes so quick. Because at first you're like, yes, it's back. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's one game left. And then we're back to nothing.
I'm just waiting for the W.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, back to the cruise. I'm very excited for the cruise.
All right.
Nobody else?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always excited for the cruise.
I love
There's
it.
just things
yeah.
beforehand. You know what I mean? Like right now, next week's trip is the focus,
Yeah.
and then the cruise.
Carmen, it used to be we'd come back, we'd have Rabonia Mardi Gras. That was our big thing. Then we had St. Patrick's Day where we went to Ireland. We did this. I did the same thing. There's trips in line. Then you'd have the cruise. Those are good. Those are the good days.
Yeah,
Man, can you imagine we were so spoiled that after going to Ireland for 2 years, we're like, we don't want to go anymore. I mean, we told them, we're like, no.
Yeah.
no, we're good.
I think you guys not going is what led me to go.
Yeah, because what they said was because we wouldn't go, they sent the entire 97X staff to go.
Yeah.
Do you know, but they sent so many people. We had me and Moose and was it John? No, it wasn't John. It was me and Moose and Dinah scheduled to go. And then we hired Galvin. And then we called them and said, hey, we added a new person to the show and we'd like to send them, the thing. And they were like, okay, no problem. So then Moose was like, oh, I'm out. That stinks, whatever. And then the morning of, we look at Moose's reservation and it's still there. We're like, Moose, you're still in there. You still have a ticket to go. I'm like, worst comes to worst, you fly over there. There's no hotel room. You just stay with one of us.
Right.
He's like, oh. So he ran home after the show, packed his clothes really quick. We picked him up on the way, and he ended up going at the last minute.
Yeah, when I went, it was Fisher and Shark, Dan Connolly, Danielle, Drew. There was a ton of us.
Did Jerry Brower go? Was he there by the time you were there? The promotions?
No.
Jerry went to 1 year with us.
Jerry went
Yeah,
with
no,
yeah.
John went with us 1 year too. Because remember,
Yeah, John went, yeah.
You guys almost left him there,
Right,
right?
yeah.
That was when he wouldn't wake up.
we
Yeah.
go, John, we are leaving, and the things, and he goes, all right. He was so mad. He was all drunk and hungover
You
and
know you're in a
sleeping.
foreign country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, John, I'm standing there with my backpack on,
Yeah.
and we're ready to roll.
Plane leaves in like 2 hours.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Now,
Doesn't
do
that-
they still do that, and we just don't go? or
No, they
it's-
stopped doing it.
It's done.
Yeah.
It had to cost a fortune.
Oh,
because
so much. It makes you realize how much Jameson is making because
Yeah.
they had, and it wasn't just like, oh, the Tampa market. It was worldwide.
Yeah.
Like they had people from Cleveland. They had people from Turkey. They had people from France. They had people from New York. I mean, it was all over.
we tried to price it out, just ballpark per person, and it was like we were thinking it had to be like 9-10 grand easy.
Yeah, but what happens is they probably say, "Hey, it's St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna have 50 broadcasts live from our facility,
Yeah.
which will make it the official drink." And then it was a bunch of stuff that went up into it beforehand, so like commercials on the radio station,
Yeah.
Right.
appearances to qualify, and all things like that. And then so they probably said, "Hey, we're gonna budget $5 million for." St. Patrick's Day and use that. So
All
it's
I-
not that big of a deal.
all I talked about was Jameson for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And then they'd send you bottles on your birthday.
They would send you stuff on your birthday. Like they definitely got their money's worth.
I remember being over there and asking, could I please have a glass of water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was
It's
like
nonstop.
Jameson, like you would almost finish your drink and then another one would be in your hand and then another one.
and it'd
I
be
go,
8 in the morning.
yeah, and I go, could I please, is there any way, could I just have like a glass of water for a second?
You're in the hotel and it's all the DJs and
Yeah.
personalities from all around the country, and every person had a bottle of whiskey in their room.
Right.
And you could go to the hotel bar and it's completely complimentary while you're there. It was insane.
The best
Sounds like a
was
great trip.
Bob Rivers, who's a radio guy, was an alcoholic, and he couldn't come to any of the events. He would only come to the broadcast, and then he would sit in his room the rest of the time we were there.
And the Jameson people would be offended if you weren't holding a drink. And
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
oh, here
Well,
we
we
go.
paid you.
And
Yeah.
they put it in your hand.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh man, I don't really drink coffee with whiskey, but okay.
that whiskey coffee was the best.
It was wonderful. But
By
I'm
the
like,
way, maybe one of the most fun, most laughing, giggling broadcasts was we had Bert and Steve Byrne, and we had the headsets with the microphone, so nobody else could hear what we were saying, and we're whispering into the
Yeah.
microphone and just laughing.
Yeah.
Doesn't that seem like a lifetime ago?
Oh, forever ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a long time. When I watched that Ron and Ron video the other day, and they were like, we kicked ass and we were number one for 3 years. And I went, 3 years?
Yeah.
We've been 3 years. We've been doing this. How long have we been doing mornings? 11 years.
Oh, I don't even know.
Well, what am I? We did it we moved when I turned 40. So 13 years. 13 years. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
13 years, and then the afternoons before that.
Right.
That's crazy.
I think I've been
Time to
working,
wrap it up.
I've been working on this show going on 7 years, I think.
That's
Wow.
crazy to me.
Yeah.
Has it
It-
really been that long?
Yeah, I think so.
Holy-
It seems like maybe like 4 or
Like,
5.
I
Yeah.
think this summer is like it'll be 7.
Next month for me, it'll be 18 years.
That's
Wow.
insane.
18 years.
I mean, that's really unheard of in radio to be able to stay in one place.
yeah.
Like even me, just being able to work for Cox as long as I have. That's
to
not
be in one
normal.
market,
Yeah,
let alone
that's-
one radio station.
I know so many people that had to travel all over the place every year, every 2 years. They're in a different city.
I couldn't do that.
It makes Mike mad to hear this, but one of the guys that I used to work with, whenever my buddy Kevin said, Galvin's going to Tampa now, because I left there and then went up to Louisville just for like 8 months and then went to Tampa. And he was like, I don't want to be moving market to market all the time and stuff. I've been here 18 years.
It was the same guy who goes, he's doing afternoons, and he's like, "Whoa," and he goes, that stinks. He goes, no, but they do like an afternoon show, like a morning show in the afternoon. And he goes, yeah, that'll never work.
Yeah, he was that lost.
Where's that guy now?
That guy, by the way, just got fired.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn.
From his second job. Yeah.
I've only ever worked with this show.
Yeah.
is my only
You're
radio-
welcome.
This is my only radio job.
It's rough on the outside, Carmen.
It is.
You're right, Carmen, because you look around the building and you think about it. I mean, just after us alone, Monica, I used to work with Monica at a different radio station. She's been around for a while.
Yep.
Um,
But she used to like run the board and
Yeah.
stuff. And then, you know what I mean? Like she hasn't always been on air.
no. Yeah, she was doing
And-
running the board, and then
And this is technically her second show that she's working on because it was Roger and JP and now it's just JP. So
Right.
It's technically her second show.
and then Drew's been on a bunch of radio stations. I mean, between here and Orlando.
And has had a lot of people.
John Sennings worked on a few different
Yeah,
stations and
Yep.
shows. And
yeah. It's having. I mean, I've only worked in this market. And granted, I damn near worked for every radio station here, but some by choice, some not so. But I've only been fired. It seems like I have I bounced around a lot. I've only gotten fired twice, and it was from the same radio station.
yeah.
So they fired me 2 different times. Yeah, which is it's funny because I almost went back there, And when you go back, they send a press release out, and the press release asks you for a quote. And I told my agent, I said, my quote's going to be, I can't believe I'm doing this for the third time. I'm surely going to get fired. There's no, I see the writing on the wall already. All right, we got to take a break, and we got stuff to give away. Carmen will tell you what that stuff is, and we will do it next with a little bit of Sporkle. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I was watching so many videos of people pulling over people.
Yeah.
Cops pulling over people, obviously.
Right.
And just knowing what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. I don't want to jinx this, but I never get pulled over. I don't really speed other than like on the veterans, you know what I mean? Like on the highways. I drive pretty cautiously through the neighborhoods. And I don't have a lot of interaction with police officers, but I'm always wanting to know what, like when they go, where are you coming from? You don't have to answer that question.
Right.
But I'll never be like, I'm not answering questions. I'll be like, work. Sure.
Yeah.
But then I do want to know, like, when they're like, step out of the car, do you have to step out of the car? Or am I supposed to yell at them, am I being accused of a crime? You know, like, I don't know.
Can you articulate the crime I committed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I wish they had like a class on that, but like definitive answer, because it seems like it's different everywhere.
For some videos, they don't take them out. The next one, they smash the window,
Yeah,
pull them out of the
pull
window,
them out. Yeah.
and then beat their ass.
It's crazy. Yeah,
So it's
dude.
like-
It depends on what state you're in.
Yeah, then you click
Yeah.
the next video, and they don't do anything.
I'm amazed at people that do that. That first off, that think they know the law, that don't know the law. There's a lot that do know the law, and they'll be like, "No, I'm not doing that because of this." Blah blah blah. But then there's just the 60-year-old lady. I am not getting out of my car,
Right.
ma'am. You have to get out of your car. I'm ordering you to get out of the car. Whatever. I don't care. I'm going to pick up my grandson and
Right.
smash, grab.
You know, my mother did that one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
My mother got pulled over. My brother's wife was going into labor with their third child, and my or I don't know, fourth child. But anyway, my mother got the call, and my mother was like on the way over there to help out. My brother was like, "I'm gonna go, but you're closer if you can get there," you know. So my mother gets pulled over, and then the lady, she's like, "Oh no, I have to go because my daughter-in-law is giving birth." And the cop's like, "Stay right here, don't do anything." And then my mother claims that she misunderstood the cop and thought that he said it was okay to go, so she got in her car and left.
Oh no!
And he went after her, and it was just a big, it was a
Ugh.
melee.
Yeah.
But that was just also my mother just thinking that she, you know, like that lady, like I have a place to be.
Right. And there's a lot of people that do that
Yeah.
and they think that the law doesn't apply to them kind of
Yes,
thing. And
yes.
not saying it, I don't know.
I'm not a black criminal. Yeah, I
A
mean, I
lot
know
of
it's
that-
exactly what it is.
a lot of that and a lot of, well, I pay my taxes. They
Right.
can't
Yeah.
tell me,
Right.
what to
I'm
do.
not
And-
one of the bad people.
Yeah, one of the best examples of somebody who messed around and found out was the lady that said something to the Mexican girl about go back to your own country, blah blah. That, and then the girl punched her in the
Yep.
face, and she was shocked by it.
Yeah.
She believes she got hit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she pushed her,
Yeah.
did whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, she absolutely deserved it.
Yeah.
But was shocked. There's a lot of people who have never been punched before that don't know that you can get punched in the face
Yeah.
very easily by a lot of people.
Yep. I had a guy yesterday in traffic just driving like a jackass and trying to cut people off, and I do this. I just shake my head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, I don't care. You want to cut me off? Cut me off. I don't care. As
That
long
is
as I'm
a-
not having to jam on my brake.
That is a good attitude to carry into Super Bowl weekend in New
Oh, yeah.
Orleans.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
'Cause- especially with the Philadelphia fans.
I'm
I
gonna
would-
tell you right now, I'm hiding in the house the whole
yeah,
time.
I don't see myself, out and about a lot where it's going to be causing
No.
problems or anything.
We have a casino here now, so I don't need to run over to their casino, and I'm not. I will go out one night. I'll go out Friday night, but I'm not interested in
I'm not going to
traipsing
Gen
down
Pop.
Bourbon Street or whatever it is. Yeah.
Joe, it's me and you.
All right.
Oh boy.
Here,
Hey, what
cut,
about
Mix
me?
it up.
Oh,
Cut
yeah,
to-
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
cut to Bert calling us. Hey, meet me at this place. Also, cops are kind of like dealers at the casino. If you ask them questions, they'll tell you the answer.
Mm.
Like I got pulled over, and the cop. I was really annoyed. This is years ago, and the cop goes, "Where are you coming from?" And I go, "Do I have to tell you?" I actually asked him. He goes, "No." I go, "Then stop asking me questions. I don't want to talk to you." I was mad because they pulled me over for no reason. I was driving a Mercedes at the time, and I was in a really bad neighborhood. I used to just use those streets to cut across from one street to
Right,
another.
right.
And they just pulled me over at the stop sign to see what I was doing there, and that pissed me off.
Yeah.
But
You can also kind of do the dumb answer where you're still answering, but you're not giving a
Right.
full answer. Where are you coming from? I'm just right back there.
West.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
You saw me. I passed you. I passed you doing 80.
I like to say your mom's house.
Oh, rebel.
That's not
Oh.
good.
Carmen, what are we giving away today?
Okay, we have a lot of stuff. So we have
Go
tickets
slow
for-
so I can ingest it.
Yeah.
Okay, Monster Jam,
Right.
Yeah.
Florida State Fair,
Okay.
Supercross,
All right.
Alice Cooper,
Okay.
Lil Wayne,
Oh, man, a little wheezy.
Sting and Shaggy at Reggae Rise Up,
Right.
Oh.
9 Inch Nails,
Okay.
and we still have one more pair for Jason Aldean, but I'm
Right.
sure we won't do that.
Yeah, we'll save that for later. That's going to be Naked Country tickets.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe not. But right now, we're going to play a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. I won yesterday.
Yes.
I just like to throw that out there.
Well,
You won yesterday.
Squeaked one out.
Confirmed.
Carmen, what are we playing today?
Okay, today we're going to play What's Missing? Can you name the thing or name that is missing from the group?
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to give you a list of a bunch of stuff. You're going to give me the one that's left out.
Okay.
Okay, your first one. Sneezy, dopey, sleepy, happy,
Bashful.
Doc, grumpy. Yes, Galvin.
Yeah. I took a guess.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln,
Roosevelt.
Mike Calta, Joe, Beth, Amy,
Ooh.
Little Women Sisters. What sisters left out of that?
Joe.
Charlotte.
Joe,
Beth.
Susie.
Say him again.
Joe,
Joe,
Beth, and Amy.
Beth, Amy, and
Winona.
Meg.
Oh, I love Meg.
Envy, gluttony, greed, pride.
Lust.
Mike Calta. Fred, Lucy, Ricky,
Ethel.
Mike Calta. Phone a friend, 50-50.
Audience choice. Audience. Yeah.
Who wants
Phone a
to be
friend.
a millionaire? Lifelines.
Okay.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend, 50-50.
Audience poll.
Ask the audience.
Ask the audience.
Ask the audience.
Oh, man.
Mike Calta.
What did you say?
Audience choice.
Oh, jeez. I would have given it to you.
Thank you,
I
Joe.
would.
No, you wouldn't have. Don't try that, Gio.
Mr. Go by the
Stirring up
paper.
trouble.
Yeah, listen to people.
Half point.
No. Partridge, doves, hens, birds, rings, geese, swans, maids, ladies, pipers, drummers,
What's-
gifts in 12 Days of Christmas. Song.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Partridge, doves,
Oh, you said it.
hens, birds, rings, geese, swans, maids, ladies, pipers, drummers.
I don't know.
Lords.
Leaping.
Yeah.
Leaping Lords.
Lords of Leaping. Yeah, Joe got that one actually.
Thank you.
Wow, what a hero.
Half point.
And Pap, we're halfway there.
Gio has 0 points on the board. Galvin has 1, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 4.
Oh.
Should have had 2.
Hello.
Hello, sorry about that.
Do you just fall? You have narcoleptic?
No. I was doing something.
All right.
Sorry. There's a lot of things, a lot of buttons over here. Your next one. Okay, we're doing What is Missing. Your next one. Archie, Jughead, Veronica, Reggie,
Betsy.
Archie, Jughead, Veronica, Reggie, Archie Comics main characters.
That's
Betty.
it. Betsy. Damn it.
Half point.
Thank you.
No.
So
no
that's a whole
point.
point now.
Wait a second.
Parietal, occipital, temporal.
Orbital.
Lobes of the cerebrum.
Temporal.
Tempura.
Read it again.
Parietal, occipital, temporal.
I don't know.
Oh, I
It's the
said
last to develop. The frontal.
Frontal lobe.
Frontal.
full frontal.
Yeah. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune,
Uranus.
Mars.
Uranus, Geo.
Yeah.
Nationals, Commanders, Capitals,
Senators. No.
Washington, D.C., big four sports teams.
Say them again.
Nationals, Commanders, Capitals. Which one is missing?
It used to be the Bullets.
Wizards.
Yes,
Yep.
at the
Yeah.
buzzer. Geo.
Did I help you?
No.
Okay.
I was like, are the Wizards still a thing?
They are.
Justin, JC, Lance, Chris.
Howie.
What'd you say?
Joey.
I said
Joey.
Howie. No?
It's Joey.
I don't know.
What's your name? Geo.
you.
Sorry. Atlantis, Challenger, Columbia,
Discovery.
Endeavor. Yes. Discovery. Geo.
Damn it.
Jack, Johnny, Jay, Conan, Jimmy. Host of the Tonight
Jay.
Show.
Johnny.
Steve.
Steve.
Steve Allen, the original.
Allen. Galvin. Brooklyn, Manhattan,
Staten
the
Island.
Bronx,
Queens.
Staten Island, Queens, Galvin.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Hold on.
But I just want to make sure you're awake.
I'm still here. Yes. Gilligan, Skipper,
Marianne.
Professor,
Mr. Howell.
Mr. Howell,
Damn it.
Mrs. Howell, Marianne,
Ginger.
How many people were there?
Ginger. Yes.
Who else on this island calls you Lovey?
Mike Calta, and Pap. We're on the last three.
Galvin with 3 points. Gio with 4 points. Michael with 6.
All right. We are playing What's Missing, last three. Here we go. Fred, Velma, Shaggy, Scooby-Doo.
Velma.
Nope.
You said that. Oh,
I-
sorry.
What is her name?
Gang in the Mystery Machine. Fred,
Daphne.
Velma. Yes. Mike
Oh, you said
Calta.
Velma.
Mark, Luke, John.
Matthew.
Mike Calta. And your last one. Legislative, executive.
Judicial.
Geo.
That was fun.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a good one.
You having a good time there, guys?
Yeah, great.
Got your coffee, played a little game.
That was fun.
Good for
Yay.
Having a good time.
Yay.
you. Neat.
Your final score, Galvin with 3 points on the board, Gio with 5, and Michael is your triumphant champion today. He won with 8.
Fun. 8 fun points.
Yeah. Glad you had a good time.
Good morning. Who's this?
Kristen from Newport Richie.
Hi, Kristen from Newport Richie. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with the prize. Okay, Pumpkin?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Women will never listen to the show, they say.
Mm-hmm.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, stop the gravy train. That's a sexy job. And 72 days and counting.
Oh.
Mhm.
All right.
All right, Calvin, as your news. We'll take a quick break, come back, get right into that next. It's 102.5 The Bone.
Life at 50. Welcome to my backyard. Monday, January 27th, 2025. 60 degrees here in Dunedin, Florida, next to Clearwater. Have a great night. Take
Now-
care. Much love.
I emailed Sean trying to get him on the show, but we're not friends, so he may not see my email. But I feel like our listeners have infiltrated his Instagram, which I have not given out other than reposting his post. Somebody said, my 48-year-old sister would love to meet you. She also loves chicken tacos. I'm telling you, we're gonna find this guy new. And I got a woman that hit me up yesterday and said that she would be interested in him. So I said I'd like to make the love connection. I'm telling you, and also we have a lot of listeners that live elsewhere. Like I'll talk to somebody and
Next
they're
to
like,
Clearwater?
No. They'll be like a lady hit me up yesterday, and she's like, "I would meet that guy. I like that guy." And I go, "All right, let me hook it up." And she's like, "Well, I live in North Carolina." I listen every day from North Carolina. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to check in with Galvin. He has today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's top story, the White House Budget Office has ordered a pause on all federal grants and loans, according to an internal memorandum sent on Monday. Federal agencies, quote, must temporarily pause all activities related to obligation or disbursement of federal financial assistance. That's according to the White House Office Management and Budget Acting Director. The pause also blocks the issuance of new grants. The memo specifies that the pause will not affect Social Security or Medicare benefits, nor does it include assistance provided directly to individuals. The freeze on federal assistance is slated to take effect today at 5 p.m. and could impact trillions of dollars. You heard me right. Trillions of dollars. It marks the latest move by the Trump administration to exert control over federal funding, even that which has already been allocated by Congress.
But is this good because this means now that the money, like we have a grant given so that you can test lesbian bean sprouts
Exactly.
and see if you can convert it, or is this now going to hurt people who are like, well, wait, we're doing cancer research over here?
Yeah, well, I would imagine the pause is going to hurt everybody, but I think what they want to do is go, hold on.
Right.
Let's have more money go to cancer research and less money go to lesbian bean sprouts.
It's true. I mean,
Right.
don't get me wrong. I love me a good lesbian bean sprout. I'm just saying there's a lot of wasteful spending in the government. I think this is designed to take a look at it and see. Now, at the end of the day, there's still going to be wasteful spending in government. Let's just be honest about it. But if there's considerably less, I'd be happy with that.
Right, yeah.
You know, my wife and I almost got in a huge fight yesterday. In fact, I would say we did get in a fight yesterday. Do you want to guess what it was over?
Trump.
No.
Oh.
Elon Musk.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you know?
I was just looked up there and said must criticize for comments about Holocaust guilt.
Oh, no,
I
it
was
wasn't
gonna
about
say,
that.
I was going to say Joe has a camera in your house, but Joe couldn't have a camera in your house.
Joe actually has 6 cameras in my house.
Yeah,
So I watched a clip of Joe Rogan and Elon Musk talking. This is a short clip on Instagram, but it blew my mind. Joe Rogan said, or Elon Musk said to Joe, if you think about AI.
You have to do it in his voice.
I know I can't do it. I can't do it.
If you think about
If you think about
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
If you think about AI.
If you think about AI, and he goes, think about in the 70s, what do we have? Pong. It was 2 blocks and a ball, and it went back and forth. And then it developed over time, and then we got to the point where now the reality is almost indistinguishable between what is real and what is video game if you're wearing the VR headset. And he said, so eventually AI is going to become so powerful that you won't be able to tell whether or not you're in a reality or in a simulation. That's how good it's going to get. Because think about it, in 40 years, how quick it came. Now with AI working on it, it's going to get so much better, so much quicker.
Right. And a lot of people think that we are possibly in a simulation now.
Which is what I said to my wife.
Oh, okay.
And she got so mad at me. She
doesn't want to be in a simulation?
She thinks it's absurd. And I think she thinks that I was like thinking I was in a simulation. But then I started, she would ask a question, well, if it's this, then why this? I go, well, because of this. And like I'm defending it, like I'm trying to prove it to be true, you know? And I think she got mad at me, and she hates Elon Musk. So by the time we got home, she was like, it's just absurd to me. I go, are you mad at me? Did I just get in trouble? And we actually got in an argument over it. She's like, no, I'm not mad at you. I just have to go. And she got out of the car. I was like, all right.
Did she
in my simulation, she's not in it.
Did she hate Elon Musk 2 weeks ago, or was it because of his recent actions that
she does not like Trump? And once Elon and Trump started aligning, I think she liked him less. And now she really hates him as a Jew,
right?
And he was out there giving the Nazi salute,
right?
And that made her mad. Also, is that a couple of weeks ago I was defending the Elon Musk. I said, listen, I saw it. It was a Nazi salute. It was a straight out Hitler type Nazi salute. Now you have to go give him the benefit of the doubt, though. Does the guy have a history of being a a Nazi? Does he have has he been preaching the followings of Hitler? Does he do anything that makes you go, well, that makes sense now that he's doing the Hitler salute? Or did he just have an unfortunate hand gesture? Like he was saying from the bottom of my heart, and it came out very awkward. All I'm saying is, I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if I'm wrong. I just think that we're all entitled to that in the beginning. But if other people did it, I'd go, well, there it is. It's sneaking out.
I don't know. My thing with him, it's like you either did that on purpose or you're a dumb person. Like, the fact that you've been on Earth for over, 50 years,
right?
And you're doing that, you have to know that's bad. It's just like the celebrities whenever they do blackface for Halloween or this and that. You know what you're doing. You know that's going to get you in trouble.
You're also at a political rally. Where it's like the worst possible place to do anything remotely resembling that.
With a guy who a lot of people equate to Hitler.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You were a guy. You were at the inauguration, and you basically helped get this guy elected.
Yeah.
So now you're like, we are in, we are in. Yeah, I listen. I get it. I don't know.
I think he was trolling. I really
That's
do.
also okay. He's a troll.
Yeah.
He's definitely a troll.
My
he
favorite
does it all the time.
is that when they go on like these talk shows and the talking heads and they're like defending what he was doing and they go, okay, well you go ahead and do it right now. Then. And they won't do it.
No,
like you do it right now. If it was just being is his heart. Show the viewers right now.
There's a video of AOC and she's at a rally and she's doing this and she's like, we're going like over here and over there. And I tried to show it to my wife. I go, look, she goes, it is not the same. And I can't argue this.
There's a montage of like Obama doing it and Hillary and all the the left wing.
And then somebody found all the clips and showed what they were saying and what they do, and it's like this, and then they turn and
Well, but he was saying from the bottom of my heart.
That's what he was saying.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm giving. He said from the bottom of my heart. He could have gone from the bottom of my heart.
Right. All he had to do is turn his hand over, and it would have been totally fine. This, and he could have done it as hard as he wanted to.
Yeah.
But if he did this, it would have been, hey, here's my heart.
And he should be media savvy by now. I mean, really. Come on. You gotta know.
But I think, like Carmen said, I think he's just a troll.
I think he does that kind of stuff on purpose to get people to talk about it. Because guess what was like the #1 post the following day on all platforms?
Yeah, like
him
he
doing
said
that.
as he was going out there, this is going to shake the world.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Selena Gomez posted a video where she was crying. Not just crying, sobbing.
Oh, do we have the audio?
We do, and the video as well. She was crying over Mexicans being rounded up by ICE. She then took it down after getting blowback from conservatives for crying over, quote, rapists and murderers. After deleting the video, Selena posted a message saying, quote, apparently it's not okay to show empathy for people. Here is Selena Gomez crying on video. Yeah.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. How many people are getting attacked? Children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
Shut your chubby
I don't
cheeks
know
up.
what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Brother.
Here, this is my favorite. I don't know what to do. Nothing. You're a child star. Shut up. And also, I'm going to try and be there for you. Well, let me ask you a question, Selena Gomez. You're worth $1 billion. She's worth $1.
How does she have $1 billion? What did she do?
$1 billion. And this was on the news yesterday.
Yeah.
And she could literally fly all of them over here and get them an immigration lawyer and get them signed in and all that. And here's the problem. She is making it like they're busting in and kicking doors down and taking kids away from their families and sending them back to Mexico, or taking the families back and leaving the kids here. They've deported no families. They said it yesterday. They deported no families, nothing but criminals back to wherever they came from.
Yeah, she's got makeup money.
Oh yeah, makeup brand.
She
Rare
has her
Beauty.
own makeup line. Yeah.
I want makeup.
Wow, I didn't know. I mean, I knew obviously she's successful and stuff, but I didn't know that she had $1.3 billion.
Man, the money's in the makeup.
It really is.
Right?
Because makeup is really expensive.
Yeah.
Like everything, like from their, like all the celebrity lines, it's like $50.
Pink tax.
Hey, Carmen, I need a genealogical lesson here for a second.
Okay.
Doctor.
Kim Kardashian is the oldest.
No, Courtney is.
That's the one married to Travis Barker.
Yes.
She's older.
I think so, yeah.
She looks older.
She does.
I think so.
I thought she looked like a kid.
No.
So
She's probably in her 40s, late 40s.
All right. So then Kim.
Courtney Kardashian is 45.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian is 43, and then Khloe is 40, and then Rob Kardashian is 37, and then the Jenners.
Okay, now this was my question. Because Bad Bunny was on TV, and Bad Bunny, or does Bad Bunny bang a Jenner?
Kendall. And she's the model.
Chalamet's got the other one?
Yes. Kylie, who is the youngest.
Is she the billionaire with the makeup line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a pretty successful family. Anyway, I was asking, so I said to my wife, I said, Bad Bunny bangs a Kardashian, right? And she said, no, a Jenner. And I went, that's the same thing. But it's not the same thing, is it?
No.
It is not.
No, because they don't, do they get along like the same?
Yeah, they do, but like they specifically like keep their names separate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kardashian is a household name.
That's two
Jenner is a house. Yeah, exactly.
Because
But Kris
Bruce Jenner was married to Kris Jenner for a while.
Right.
And
right.
then
Had
he
the two
had
kids.
2 kids.
had 2 kids with
After-
Kris Jenner?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I mean, with
Courtney
Kris-
and Kendall.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then Alex.
Kendall and Kylie.
Oh, yeah. Kendall and Kylie. And then
Sleepy and bashful and dopey.
Kardashian and Jenner had Kim, Khloe, and Courtney.
And Rob.
Yeah. Well, you never see that kid.
I see a big like
selling
drugs and stuff.
socks. I was selling socks for a while. Wasn't he selling socks?
I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
had like a sock line and
Oh.
stuff. Well, he got really fat, and
Yeah.
everyone started criticizing him when
Aw.
he was on the show
Yeah,
and
well,
stuff.
his sister was a monster, and look at her now. I mean, it's proof that anything can be done.
I love that it's like Kim, you did the sex tape. Now you're going to become a lawyer. Is that you replace your head? You're going to have a whole new head
Yeah.
and stuff. And everything? Hey, fatty, sell socks.
Stay out of the limelight as much as possible.
Yeah.
By the way, the thing I love with the Selena Gomez video is she has written in text on there, "I'm sorry," and then a little Mexican flag.
Oh.
I love it. I don't know what to do, so I went social media.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
decided
but-
to cry
so
and slobber.
cringy.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you think you can do? Well, what can I do? Nothing. Nobody cares. It's ridiculous. What can you do?
And what is posting that video doing
It's-
except for look at me, I'm sad.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
did-
also Mexican. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't like when people cry on social media. I feel like it's so contrived.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like you're saying you want all the attention.
Right. You're like, I'm sad. Let me go set up a camera.
Right.
And then sit down and make myself cry and cry about it and then push record.
Right.
It's
Like-
virtue signaling.
Oh, that Carmen, one of the greatest ones like that ever is the doctor or nurse or whatever, the lady that is in the hallway, and like she went and set up her camera, and then just lost a patient today, and she's bending over and doing this and stuff. And everything. Oh, okay, you lost a patient, and now you're gonna post it on
Right.
social
Right.
media that you're sad. Oh God!
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that was your family member, and then you saw that, you'd be like, "Hey, doc." While you're doing that, other people
Yeah.
are dying.
Also, maybe a couple extra pumps before
Yeah.
you were setting up your camera.
Ugh.
Like, I honestly think the only way to like cry on social media and for like come off like naturally is if like you just went through a breakup or something like that, and you're like trying to explain your side or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
still not.
also,
But, like,
you're
but the-
hitting that post button or that send button. You
Right.
got to be like, nah.
You know, I thought was one of the most genuine crying on camera, Brianna, when she broke up with the country singer, Zach Face, whatever his name is. Is it Brian?
The chicken girl?
Chicken Girl. She posted a video where she was explaining, she was mad, and she was explaining that she had just lost not just her relationship, but her house and her life as she knows.
Yeah, but
and she was not like, "Ah," but she was mad and crying. But it seemed like it was genuine, not like she was like, I'm going to get on there and cry.
I think everything on social media is planned.
You might be right,
It's all
Gio.
planned.
You might be
She's
right.
planned it. I'm gonna record this and I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna post it too.
And how many takes did you do? I
Right.
didn't get choked up enough in that one.
Yeah.
Put
Oh,
your
there
finger
was a
through-
bad angle. My double chin was showing.
It's
Let me
all
tell you about her, though. She had another video that she'd put up this weekend where she was getting dressed. and she took her pants off and put on jeans, and then she put a shirt on and she like cupped her butt. She's smoking hot, that chick.
I still don't understand who she is or what she's famous for.
She was on Barstool.
Oh, okay.
She
She was a podcast.
She's
yeah.
famous for dating that guy.
No,
and
their
chicken-
podcast was pretty
having
famous.
legs that look like chicken tenders.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
what the thing is?
I don't know where that's from
Or
either.
chicken fries?
I would imagine that's him. Probably called her that.
I don't know.
She-
But
there's-
she
she-
was with that really big redhead. You know,
It was her
they-
and the girl that looked like
Oh,
the
O'Malley.
kid from
Sandlot.
Sandlot,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's coming to Side
I was gonna
Splitter.
say, isn't she gonna be?
Yeah.
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 She do you know that she is not with him anymore, I think?
Grace O'Malley.
Grace? Do you know how much she was getting paid for that? How well, you didn't
For
even
the
know about.
podcast?
Yeah, how much do you think she was getting paid?
Oh, I think I saw the number.
Oh, I would say which one? Both of them? A
Grace.
piece?
How much so Grace said in an interview that she made a salary, not a great salary.
50,000.
No. I thought it was 300.
250.
Yeah.
250,000 and she was bitching about that.
Mm.
Like that's a pretty good podcast salary.
But aren't they in New York?
I don't think so, are they?
I thought they were in New York.
But even that, I mean, 250. Yeah, it's not like you're not rich, but you certainly can have a nice living to do a hour a day worth of work.
In
It's-
New York?
It's funny to me. There's certain people that come across my radar that I either get invested in or I don't. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, who is this person? What is going on? And you look it up and you find out that girl. I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's
either.
not enough for me to investigate why she's chicken fries legs or whatever she's called.
But people are so invested because she's dating somebody super famous,
Right.
right? Yeah,
That's wild.
that's where the
Well,
clout
and
comes from.
I didn't know that until they broke up. Like I only knew them from the podcast together.
Right.
I thought they did a good job. They were like best friends who did the podcast, and they talked about girl stuff, but in a guy kind of delivery, not rude. But no, it was just
I thought it
like
was
appealing to guys.
It was another dumbed down version of Call Her Daddy.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
but the fact that they were best friends, I thought there was a better dynamic
Right.
there than just one girl talking about famous
that-
guys she banged.
But that's how Call Her Daddy started. It was her and that
Yeah.
other girl. Remember, there was
No.
they had a huge fight.
I've never seen 1 second of that. I don't know. It's like Galvin said, that was one thing I was never invested in.
Yeah, so Call Her Daddy started the exact same way. It was Alex Cooper and the other girl. So Alex Cooper was the blonde, and then the
Yeah.
other girl was brunette, and they were best friends, and they just talked about all the famous people they banged. And then when they went to they couldn't reach a deal with Barstool, basically.
Right.
And the other girl walked away, and Alex Cooper made a deal with Dave Portnoy
Right, to get his
Yeah.
to keep all the
stuff,
rights.
yeah.
And then the other girl is still claiming, like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Because it started with both of them, basically.
Two things with that Alex Cooper girl is one that I love that she called out Kamala Harris and them for building that set and doing that set. And she's like, I don't know where all that money is because that set was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And, you know, how much we paid for our set. And, you know,
Yeah.
there's no way that cost what they said it cost. The other thing is, do you ever see her interviewing John Mayer and he plays a song for her and she melts in her chair?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's like John Mayer could probably walk up to any girl and be like, hey, real quick, did you hear this? And start playing. And they'd be like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I don't understand John Mayer looks wise. Like, is he hot, Carmen?
John Mayer, yes.
Like, just so, like, if he had no guitar talent.
Yes, he is a good looking guy.
You see, I don't. He
Very
looks
handsome.
like he's got. I mean, he's not bad looking, but he looks like he's a little bit like a Rami Malek's better looking brother. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden,
a lot better looking.
right? But like like they might be related, and one got all the good genes, and one did. But then when you see him play the guitar, that's when I would bang him.
And that's a big thing. It's hard to separate that, whatever, because like he's a good looking guy. Like if you
And
just
he
saw
sings
him,
in that
and he's tall.
soft
Yeah.
voice.
6'3".
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you put a guitar on him and he's amazing. And also his personality, he
Yeah, he
seems
doesn't
cool.
care.
Like he's hanging out with Dave Chappelle and stuff, and
yeah.
he's funny and goofy, and
Oh, he's got abs. Damn it.
Yeah, he's got abs.
he's a really good guitar player, much better than his music allows. You know what I mean? Like he does like pop songs
Sure.
and stuff, but then he does his trio where he plays blues and does all this stuff. He inducted Stevie Ray Vaughan into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and brought his guitar up there and was talking about different people, talking about Albert King and this, that, and he would play licks from them, like specific styles and sounds, and it was pretty impressive. Speaking of the chicken legs, lady, Pasco County is going to get some more chicken. Raising Cane's, the popular fast casual chicken figure chain, opened its third Tampa area It's going to be on 56 coming up today. It's happening. The grand opening celebration is going to be a bunch of different stuff going on. Giveaways, live entertainment, ribbon cutting, all this different stuff.
Who
The
cares?
festivities kick off at 10 a.m. You don't care? You Raising Cane? No good?
Well, I went there twice. Didn't like it either time. And here's the thing: there's like they open up the Guy Fieri's chicken. They got Raising Cane's. They got McDougal's or whatever. They got like 9,000 chicken stores now. Still, my favorite chicken store is what do you call it?
Hooters.
No. Don't even put that in a class with these chicken stores.
Well, that's what I'm. Okay, what
Hooters
is
is a classy restaurant.
I know what you're talking about.
Huey Magoo's.
Yeah.
Huey Magoo's has got the best chicken. I would say Huey Magoo's is at the top of my list.
I've been driving past this Raising Cane's like every day for months. It's going to be insane. Like people are
It'll
gonna,
be.
yeah.
You're like, you ever see that when Jack Reacher, the movie where he explains why the guy was shooting people, the assassin, he goes, imagine you're an assassin. And every day for 200 days, you got a guy in your sight, and you don't have the order to shoot. You just got your heads lined up in the sight. And after 200 days, you're just waiting to pull that trigger. That's you driving by Huey Magoo's every day as they're building it. You can't wait till they open.
No, I've never been.
Yeah.
I tried to go to the one in Gulf Bay the one time, and the line was so long, I bailed.
That's the one I've been to. I went there one time, and I was
I'm
like,
not waiting in line for chicken fingers. There was 30 cars in line.
What was the last thing you waited in line for?
The last thing I waited in line for?
I know.
You know?
Uh-huh. Starts with B, ends with Ergers. White Castle over in Orlando.
Oh yeah, that is true. That I did wait in line for like 40 minutes.
Oh jeez.
I tried to use Bert's 5K yesterday. I said, look, I'm gonna start training for this 5K.
Yeah, you're a runner now,
right? But we talked about it. Really, February 1st is when you said is like when you should absolutely start. So I said to my wife, it's February 1st, the end of January. So I said, can I eat a taco today? Just because I haven't started training yet.
Oh,
she was like, no, you cannot.
Yeah. I mean, you could just go today if you wanted to. You don't have to wait until February 1st.
No, I know. I've already started.
Oh, did you?
I've already started.
What'd you do?
Got on the treadmill.
Okay.
I walked a little bit.
How far did you walk?
You know what, Carmen? I don't like to quantify it right out of the gate.
What was your speed and
loosening
incline?
up. There was no speed, no incline. We were flat straight. But I can walk 2 miles with no problem.
Okay, that's good.
But I want to be able to run 1.5 of the 3 miles.
Oh, you can't let Jelly Roll beat you.
I will not let Jelly Roll. I'll push him down.
He did it last year though. So
I'll push him down.
It's his second time.
Yeah.
I think I get out last Jelly Roll. Did you see him run?
I saw
He ran like he had a load in his pants.
I probably did.
Yeah.
By the way, that's one of the greatest videos. Did you see that one with a marathon runner, the female? And she's like, I just crapped my pants. Please don't get me from behind.
Yeah.
Apparently, she didn't know the microphone was on as well.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about that is you could already walk 2 miles. You're easily going to be able to run at least part of this.
Right.
Because you just jog for a little while. You know, like I said, do that thing where you're building up. Even if you jog 30 seconds, walk 2 minutes, jog 30 seconds, walk 2 minutes, you're going to be able to do it in a pretty decent pace.
Yep. And we rented a golf cart just in case.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
No.
Hey, boss.
Yeah.
I got you.
72 days until the Calta Cruise. We have a sound
I heard a whistle.
A Florida deputy was arrested after he was accused of trying to smuggle narcotic pills by hiding them in a bag of Skittles. For the past 6 years, Francisco Mello, 36 years old, has been a Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office deputy. However, he is now suspected of being a narcotics dealer. The incident began when law enforcement received a tip that Mello was planning to smuggle on board ecstasy or Molly onto a cruise ship.
Yeah, but they're on that sex cruise right now. They're on the mushroom cruise. What is that thing called?
It's like a EDM.
It's like like a
music
party
fest.
cruise. Like, of course, there's going to be drugs on that cruise.
Before boarding a maybe not a sheriff's
that's true.
deputy.
That's
Before boarding, a canine dog sniffed the drugs disguised as Skittles candy. Detectives began searching Mello's luggage and found 60 pills hidden inside candy bags. He was arrested at the Royal Caribbean Terminal in the port of Miami and relieved of his duty as a deputy. He is now facing charges of possession, sale, and trafficking of a controlled substance. His bond was set at $25,000.
Listen, nobody thinks that you can't go away for 4 days without taking Skittles with you. That's so obvious.
Yeah.
I have to have my Skittles, I don't know. I'm not into drugs, so I never tried to sneak any on. I think sometimes the easiest thing to do is carry it in plain sight. I took weed back from California, which isn't so illegal because you could buy it legally there, but you can't bring it back in here. I just put it in my backpack.
Have we talked about like how easy it would be to get a drone to drop the stuff off? Like think about this.
From where to where?
You go the day before, you have your drugs and stuff, and you put it on the drone and you park it over at the port somewhere across the water. Then you get on the ship, and you know how whenever you go and you're just sitting there and there's the stuff, whatever, you can go bzzz, right to your balcony.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the absolute thing is that I tried to bring my drone on the cruise, and they have an absolute no drone policy. So if you're on the ship and you see a drone come flying to your balcony, they're going to get you in a second. There's cameras everywhere. Yeah, they'll see that drone.
Every inch of that ship is under surveillance.
Yeah. But I mean, I get it. I don't know if we talked about this or I watched on TV, but they had a guy who just got in trouble. He had a cell phone in jail because they had somebody dropped it off with a drone over the yard.
Yeah.
Just dropped it over the yard. That's great.
There's got to be a way.
Drones are cool, man.
Drones are cool when we figure out what we can do with them.
Yeah.
You know, like remember Segways?
Yeah.
Segways were pretty cool, but nobody really could figure out what to do with them except mall cops.
Now everybody has them motorized scooters.
Right.
Like
But the Segway was great because you didn't need a motor. You didn't need to charge it. It was all gyroscope. You just leaned and it moved.
Is there a law that you have to be able to hit the speed limit? Because I see these scooters and they're out on there, and I go, you can't even go 55. Like there's some of those scooters that
you can't go 55 on a scooter.
No, I know. So get the hell off the road.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, they shouldn't be on the road.
Right? Yeah, no. You see that all the time, and I would just want to go up and bump their back tire.
No, you shouldn't be on the road, not with traffic.
Over by USF, like every kid's got electric.
That's
scooter,
great,
and they ride them. But they ride them right in the road like it's a car.
I want to get one for my daughter because she has like a kid's version of it, like a little pink scooter that you have to charge and it goes, you know. But I want to get her one of those badass ones.
The one I have goes like 30 miles an hour.
They're dangerous.
Or whatever?
The one I broke my elbow on. Yeah.
They have some of the e-bikes that look like motorcycle, like dirt bike motorcycles, and they're quick and they look cool. And I'm like, oh man, I want one of those.
Yeah, that's fun.
28-year-old man in Connecticut named Logan Murmazari was pulled over early in the morning after cops spotted him speeding down the highway at more than 130 miles per hour.
Wow.
When they talked to him, it was clear that he had been drinking. He had slurred speech and watery eyes and smelled of alcohol. He failed a sobriety test and they arrested him. A cop asked him why he was speeding. Why was he speeding?
I mean,
he had a reason.
He had to pee.
Had to pee. Got to get home. Got to go pee.
The aliens are chasing me.
Aliens are chasing him. A little kooky. Joe, what do you think?
He was late for dinner.
Late for dinner? Carmen?
His wife was giving birth.
Not even close. None of you are even close.
No.
Is this a good enough reason to be speeding home at 130 miles per hour? He said he was rushing home to see his cat.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No indication whether anything was wrong with the cat. Just excited to see his
Sometimes you
cat.
just need to see your cat.
Yeah. Got to get some snuggles in with the cat.
My dog was in trouble. I'd go 130 miles an hour.
Well, trouble.
Gio loves his dog.
I do.
Of course.
Yeah, who doesn't?
I know, but I don't know. You really love that dog.
Yeah. Galvin loves his dog too.
Huh?
But when you go away for a couple of days, you miss your dog.
Oh,
Yes. I miss my dog right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy.
Yeah, like when we're in New Orleans, I'll be FaceTiming Chad to see the dogs.
Oh my God.
Same.
You're going to FaceTime Chad?
I whisper to my dogs before I leave, see it, dummies.
Oh,
that's mean.
Yeah, you don't like your dogs.
No, I love my dogs.
Nah.
I kiss my dog's face, tell her how much I love her.
Yeah, I was rubbing some ears yesterday.
I feel like you just tolerate them.
Yeah. No. You'd be surprised. I have the most needy dogs ever. Mabel will sit there and just stare at me. And when I try to ignore her, then she just takes one paw and puts it on my leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I ignore that, she comes over and she rests her head on my leg. She's a human.
If you really loved your dog, you would not be questioning or surprised at the affection I give my dog at all.
I'm not questioning it. I'm surprised by it. You're an unemotional human being.
Oh, yeah.
You have often, you don't. I don't feel like the same emotion toward your children that I feel that you have toward your dog.
Oh, my dog is basically my fourth child.
Yes, and I feel like fourth child maybe higher ranking.
Yeah,
See,
sure.
So that's what I'm saying. So, whereas Galvin is different. Galvin's like that's my dog, that's my buddy. You're like, that's my child.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because the other day you were like, oh yeah, my dog. I love my dog. I miss my dog. Not that that's bad. You have way more emotion towards your dog than I do.
I'm a good dog owner.
You make
Same.
it creepy though.
I don't
Are
make it.
you?
I
A little bit.
don't make it creepy.
Yeah.
Plus, you got a little dog, which makes it also more interesting.
You should bring your dog, Gio.
To New Orleans?
Yeah.
No.
He'd bark so much.
Yeah.
he
I'll
he
take
barks at everything.
Mm.
He thinks he's a badass and he wants to fight like pit bulls and German shepherds in the street. I'm like, that dog would bite your head in 2 seconds.
That's so funny. I was walking my dog the other day, and a guy had a little Jack Russell, and it started barking at my dog.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "That dog would kill you. What are you thinking?"
I tell my dog all the time. He barks at like dogs walking on the street. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my cat yesterday, my little midget cat, walk by me, and I picked it up. I scooped it up, and I was holding it. It was wagging its tail, and you're like, you know what? I can kind of like this cat a little bit. And then the cats are just bitches. They just all of a sudden they just go, nope, I'm done, and they just sprawl,
Yeah,
jump
cats,
away from you.
Cats are not great.
Garbage
Yeah.
cats.
Starbucks is making some changes to turn back the clock and make the experience cool and fun again.
Oh, good.
Less corporate is what they're trying to go for. They're going back to handwriting customers' names on their cups with Sharpies.
Jeez.
So
For what?
here's your coffee muck.
Yeah, what makes that so cool?
I thought they just said like 2 weeks ago they were kicking everybody out unless you're paying customers.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, they
right. Did you see the new CEO?
No.
There's a new CEO there. Take a guess how much he made in the last 4 months.
4 months.
I assume he hit bonuses and stuff. In the last 4 months, the new CEO, young guy.
15 million.
5 million.
8 million.
Well, you're a little off. You're all a little off. $96 million.
Jeez.
Yes.
$96 million.
I mean, listen, it's Starbucks. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him.
I went through the Starbucks yesterday. You know, I if you ask me how much my coffee costs, I don't really know.
I do.
But yeah, right. Well,
I would guess around $8. Am I
for
close?
one cup of coffee.
I don't know.
No,
It seems
I
like
mean
it's-
$8.
I don't know. It
Six-
seems wild.
It's I think 6 something.
Yeah, there you go.
6 and change.
$5.43.
Yeah.
And I went through, and the guy told me yesterday he was like $8.52, and I went, "There's no way that's right. There's no way." And I didn't want to say anything, but because I thought, have I been drinking $9 cups of coffee every day and not realizing it? And then finally, I said that can't be right, and it wasn't. He was charging me for the guy behind me by accident. But, yeah, I just thought all the years and all the times I go, wasn't 100%. I had to figure it out yesterday, so now that I know what the figure is,
Should be
And
53 cents, Mike.
yeah, that's coffee and tea.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't want to know how much I've spent in Starbucks.
Oh, crazy.
No, I know because we went. My daughter had volleyball, and Starbucks is right around the corner, so we went before volleyball. And I dropped the kids off, and then I went back to go get the Starbucks. And then after like a couple of games, my wife got hungry, so I went to go get her some at Starbucks. Then an hour later, the kids were wanting drinks, so I went back and got it. I said to Miranda, we spent $78 in Starbucks already in the last 3 hours. It's insane.
I mean, you could go through your app and you find out pretty
No,
easily.
I don't really.
Yeah.
How can you really?
I think so, yeah, because it records all your stuff.
Yeah, but like for how long? Since January
I think lifetime.
Oh,
I'm sure.
Oh,
You should
man.
look.
I
have to look into it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, see if you can figure it out because I would love
I think
to
there's
get,
a section that's like past orders and stuff.
Do we take bets on how much it is?
You
over a
have
year?
to.
Oh, Jesus.
Just saying.
For like how long? All of 2024. Let's go all of 2024 for you. I would say.
Oh
it's-
yeah. So if you go to in the top
Oh,
right,
no.
there's like the little your account.
Person.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
account, and then go transaction history.
Oh no!
click on that and-
All right, do we want to write it down?
There's January. I'm looking at mine, and it looks like it goes back to October.
But it goes month by month.
Oh, I'd have to add
Like
it
you have
all
to
up.
add it up.
Yeah. I mean, let's see.
I would imagine just you, but then you have all the other ones. And are you paying for Gio's coffee too?
Yes.
Okay, and then all the kid stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say you're probably looking at around 7,000
So I have
for all of 2024. I'm talking.
I'll just give you some of the prices on the orders, like the daily orders.
Mm.
$20.97, $26.86, $11, $17, $30, $12, $12,
That's
$12.
that was one day.
$12. No,
Ah.
this I don't know. Gio.
That's per order.
Wednesday. It looks like there's about 2 a day. It looks like there's about 2 a day, and the average is about $17 a day. Oh my god! Wow. I don't even.
So
want, here. No.
And you go every day.
Oh yeah.
By the way, that would be a little over 6,000.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. So I'm saying around 7,000, between 7,000 and 8,000.
Over 7. Yeah. That's insane.
They're also bringing back the milk and sugar stations, which were removed during the height of the pandemic and stuff. Yeah. Previously, they said they wanted people to hang out inside Starbucks again, so they were going to be more strict about booting people who were not paying customers. To go along with that, they're going to use ceramic cups inside the store again and offer everyone free refills on some For Here orders. Previously, that was a perk that was reserved for members of the loyalty program.
I'm a member.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the loyalty program, and I got it hooked up to my Delta account, so I'm getting miles. I should be able to fly around the world by now.
Oreo is one of the ones that is always changed up and put in a bunch of different flavors and stuff. Coca-Cola, another one. They have the one that tastes like the galaxy and the one that tastes like this and that and everything. Well, Coca-Cola has a new flavor. It's going to hit the stores next month. And I think this sounds fantastic. New Coca-Cola orange cream flavor.
That's delicious.
Yeah, that'll be good. It'll be good.
I like the orange cream flavor, but mixed
Not with
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily, it's not like Coke with orange cream. It'll be like the right amount, I think. They know what they're doing over there.
They just change the flavor.
They know what they're doing. Someone polled 2,000 single people to find the sexiest job in 2025. They broke it down by industry. Any guesses on what number one sexiest job
Radio host.
do you think?
Doctor.
Surprisingly, no.
Strippers.
Gio, doctor, number one.
Really?
Healthcare, yeah. Doctor was voted the sexiest job overall. Nurse is actually second. So healthcare.
Not male nurse.
No?
No, male nurse not. sexy.
All the hussies want to marry a doctor.
Yeah.
Carmen, you said stripper.
Yeah.
Stripper not on here.
Police officer.
Police officer, Joe. Yes. Number 4, it says law. So lawyers and police also included in there.
What a pain in the ass it must be to be a doctor. I mean, my friend Paulie's a doctor, and even we are constantly just asking medical questions all the time.
I tell my wife all the time, I go, he does that for a living. You can't just, hey, what's this?
Right.
What's going on here,
Well, my wife's like, Juliana has a headache or a pimple on her arm. Can you ask Paul with it? No, I'm not asking. Make an appointment and take her to go see Paul. I'm not going to. Yeah. Can you? I think I might have the flu. Do you think Paul can call me in? No. I don't want. I hate being the middleman between you and my friend, the doctor.
Some of the other ones, finance comes in number 8, stuff like investors and financial planners. Tech, number 7. Number 6 is science, so chemists, researchers, anything that requires a science degree.
Sexy?
Yeah, that's according to the single people. Carmen, number 5, American business. Thing like marketing and sales and stuff is number 5. 4, Joe got was cops and lawyers and stuff.
You know who's sexy that you don't expect to be sexy? Like, think in your head, car salesman. You're like, ugh. Like, remember, the whole, the typical cheesy, hey, I'm a car salesman.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, but now, you ever meet car salesmen now? Like, they went totally opposite. They went and got, like really super hot girls and fit guys. Yeah, they got, good-looking people.
Well,
sure.
Because you're more likely to buy something from
100%.
someone you find attractive.
If you're a guy and you roll into the Mercedes dealership and a smoking hot girl comes out there, you're trying to impress her. Oh, give me the
What's her name
expensive
from
one.
Sopranos?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work. Number 3 kind of goes along with healthcare, first responders. But then I guess you throw firefighters in there.
Yeah.
Paramedics, whatever. Number 2, education. Teachers.
Yeah.
There you go, Gio, your wife.
Thank you.
They say
Chad.
your wife's hot.
I definitely
Chad,
say firefighters.
Yeah?
I feel most intimidated by firefighters.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about doctors or any of that stuff, but when firefighters had to come to my house, I felt like a wee little man surrounded by a bunch of muscular, smart guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry that I smell smoke at my house. Giant workout men.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, can you please help me?
Number 1 overall is healthcare, doctors and nurses. There,
We shouldn't lump in healthcare.
Sexy.
I don't think phlebotomist is getting the same as surgeon.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still doctor.
still doctor.
it's not.
They're still driving.
Phlebotomist is not doctor. But I'm saying like if you get somebody who like I don't like if you meet a guy and he's a 7 and he's a surgeon, he becomes a 9. If you meet a guy and he's a 7 and he's a nurse, he becomes a 6'5".
You think it's a step down?
Yeah, it's like when like Fokker when they say when Nurse Fokker,
Male nurse.
you didn't want to go to medical school. He's like, no, actually, I took the MCATs, but I just wanted a more hands-on. Yeah, like, oh, sure you did, Fokker.
Guess who showed up at a New York City comedy club with Amy Schumer and did 30 minutes of stand-up?
I'm surprised Amy Schumer showed up. Guy or girl?
Girl was with Amy Schumer, showed up with Amy Schumer, and this girl went up and did 30 minutes.
I hope it was
stand-up.
Jennifer Lawrence.
It was not.
It's somebody that's known for comedy, or
Not at all.
Okay.
And
I say
30 minutes.
Girl, woman, older.
Kamala Harris.
No.
With Amy Schumer.
I could only imagine this would be the last person I would want to see do stand-up comedy.
Ooh.
There's a lot of them out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oprah.
No.
Joy Behar.
I will tell you, Carmen, a one-name person like Oprah, though.
Cher?
No.
Lizzo.
No.
Madonna.
Madonna. Oh, boo.
With their weird face and
Yeah.
everything.
Madonna used to be so pretty when she was young.
Yeah. Did she do her English accent? Or
A lady walks into a bar and has a scary face.
Really?
Yeah, she-
That's still a thing. Amy Schumer hangs out with famous people?
I guess.
Yeah.
Is she fat still?
I got to tell you, Madonna looks great next to Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer looks like she has given up on life.
Imagine that husband that was like, I got one of the hottest comedians in the world and
Yeah,
one of the
she's
most
at her
talked about
peak,
stars. And she's
yeah.
like, "Meh, I'm just going to get fat.
Yeah. By the way, you're
Well-
a chef, right? Raw, 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 raw.
Yeah.
Does she have a kid? Is that why she's
Yep.
getting fat?
I think
think
she
so.
ate a kid.
Yeah.
So she's rich and kid and fat.
Mm.
And they got married in 2018. So
Yeah.
she was kind of already.
On her way.
Well, she stole all those
Chunking
jokes
up.
and then she kind of fell off.
Yeah, but then she also was like, came out when worse is like when my wife gained a lot of weight when she was pregnant. As soon as that kid came out, she was like, I got to start working out the next day. Amy Schumer was like, this is how women should be.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
She was like top of the game though for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna be huge.
And she was our buddy for a little while.
Yeah.
Speaking of top of the game, Mike and I did not believe you, Gio, but they are top of the game. Coldplay
Oh yeah.
just played 2 shows in India over the weekend that ended up being the biggest concerts of the 21st century.
Unbelievable.
More than 111,000 people attended each
Yeah.
one. Not both together,
Yeah,
each one.
but India is like how often they get in good concerts.
But also, you're playing in India.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're popular enough to get over 100,000 people 2 different nights to
They're-
come out and see you in India.
Coldplay, they're global, man. They
Yeah.
really
yeah,
are.
for sure.
They are.
But they're from England, so they already got a head start over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Coldplay's best song?
I don't even know.
Yeah, like we should though.
Isn't Clocks like their biggest one?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
the
I mean, I'm not a big Coldplay fan.
or
I guess I gotta
Yellow,
look it
right?
up. Yellow is the one
Yeah.
I know, but I don't think that's their biggest song. Let me see. Cold.
I'm gonna say Clocks.
Bunch of ladies.
if I heard
yelling.
the song, I'd
Bunch of
recognize
ladies
it.
yelling at their radios right now. Oh yeah, Yellow is number 1.
Okay.
Viva La Vida, which I like. That's a good song.
Is Clocks even a song? I don't even know.
No, I think that was an album.
Maybe.
This one, Viva
Yeah,
La
this
Vida.
is
I like
this is monster hit
Yeah.
worldwide.
But then it falls off. Like Yellow, I know. Viva La Vida, I know. Then something. This one. Something just like this. I don't know this song. Do you know this song? Oh yeah. It's something just like this.
Books of old, the legends and the myths.
All right. I mean, I like it, but I don't dislike it. But I'm not driving around the car listening. to it.
100 million albums worldwide.
No, it's Indians.
Yeah.
Indians, big fans.
Well,
Stadiums.
Good for them.
Everywhere they go.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm not denying they're just saying as far as I'm concerned. Interesting. I know we had this conversation and I even asked my wife this, but I brought it up again. I can't get a definitive answer. Who is the greatest American rock band?
Who is the greatest American rock band? Straight up rock band? I mean, I think you have to go Aerosmith or Kiss.
What is that?
That's an alarm because we got something coming up here in a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eagles are in there, but Eagles, I kind of, they're a little bit yeah, exactly. They're a little
too mellow.
AC/DC?
AC/DC is not American.
I mean, they're not American.
No, I would go Kiss or Aerosmith.
I
right?
think you got to go Aerosmith.
Kiss.
Oh, I mean, you know,
I don't think Kiss is at all. I think Kiss is.
You don't like Kiss?
No, I do like Kiss. I just don't like the makeup and all that stuff. I do like Kiss. Kiss is great music, but I don't think that there's enough of a crossover for Kiss.
But Aerosmith is
crosses
rock,
over to everybody.
crosses exactly right there.
I think I would agree with that, Calvin. Aerosmith, or my wife said Van Halen.
Van Halen, yes, also
Dutch, right?
But they're in America. They were formed in America. They grew up in America, so they're an American band. And Jump is so crossover and stuff. But I think Aerosmith had more radio hits.
Yeah, when they had
bigger.
the resurgence in like late '90s, I'm crazy and crying and all that stuff.
Right,
that's what I think pushes them over the top.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it is. I think if I had to guess, and I'm a fan, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a fan. I think it might be Aerosmith.
And like their fan base goes from the ages range, all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of obviously great American rock and roll bands, but if you're judging it on success, and I would also say Metallica, but I wouldn't consider them a rock and roll band like I would consider the Eagles a rock and roll band.
Yeah, they're metal.
Like Metallica's huge and worldwide huge.
But
like, not rock and roll.
Aerosmith is played on they've got hard rock songs, and then they're also played on the Dove.
Probably. Right.
Yeah.
That's why they
probably are played on the
They
Dove
cross
too.
over so widely.
I'm looking at a list because I just put it in and tried to see what they have to say. Nirvana, but I don't consider them rock. I consider them grunge.
I think they're rock. There's a difference. There's rock and roll and there's rock.
Right.
And
like
they're rock.
Straightforward rock band is Aerosmith.
Pearl Jam is a great band. I love them. They're not a rock and roll band. They're a rock band. There's not a lot of rolling going on. I consider the Rolling Stones to be one of the greatest rock and roll bands, and they're obviously not American, but that's the kind of music that I'm thinking.
Because they also have Beach Boys in here.
Yeah, that's
Beach Boys.
But Beach Boys were all over the place.
Yeah, they're very, very popular.
Oh yeah, very popular, but also very all over the place.
Yeah.
Real quick, Carmen, do it.
Gotcha.
Here we go, Bone Fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine. Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is...
invest. This hour's keyword is invest. I'll use it in a sentence.
Please.
When it gets cold outside, I'm usually invest.
Wait.
Head over to 1025 The Bone app now and enter the word invest. INVEST. Before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 bone bonus could be yours. Good luck, everybody.
Yay.
Good luck. It is interesting that you bring up that. I don't know why you brought that up. What
I was just driving, listening to the radio yesterday, and I think the band Boston came on.
Boston's another one that's up there, but obviously not as popular.
No, and not
but a great American rock
longevity.
band, but it's interesting they bring it. Also, Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses at one time was the biggest band in the world.
I think Guns N' Roses is in the top 5 for sure.
But because they broke up and had that time apart and all that stuff. I mean, Aerosmith broke up too. Yeah, and then you have the Ramones. Ramones are more punk. If you're encompassing everything rock, I don't know. You also could make a argument for Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I think Bon Jovi is too... I mean, yeah, they're a great rock and roll band that span the years and definitely are all over the place, but not as versatile as Aerosmith.
Yeah. Well, do you have any concert t-shirts, like actual concert t-shirts you bought at the concert that you still have? Does anybody have any of those?
I have a couple.
Yeah. What do you have, Carmen?
I have Blink 182.
Oh, hilarious.
And then I think I have my Lil Wayne
Yeah.
shirt from the when I went down here. And then I have Kid Rock.
Yeah.
And it says
Nice.
like Badass, which is his like beer brand or something like that.
Does
And
it have like the tour dates on the back and stuff?
the Kid Rock one does not. The Blink-182 one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like Metallica that has the tour dates. Like I have a bunch of rock t-shirts that I wear, but like actual that I got at the concert and bought some. Anthrax I have. I used to have the Police, which was from like the 80s that I clearly grew out of, that I wound up giving to a girlfriend and she wore it like, and then
I have my dad's Aerosmith
oh, nice.
Concert t-shirt. Yeah.
From 80s, 70s, what do you think?
I think 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
But it is old and it may be one of the most comfortable shirts I own.
My
and
w-
I'm very careful about when I wear it because it's already have like holes in it in
Yeah.
a couple places and I don't want to like
Sexy though. Sexy.
Yeah. But I love that shirt.
My wife has a Tina Turner concert t-shirt from the 80s that has like holes in it and stuff. And it's cool. She's got a bunch of different ones. Gio, what do you have?
I have a Summer Sanitarium t-shirt
Nice.
somewhere. Also, I have a Family Values Tour t-shirt.
Yeah.
Which is like Corn and Iced Tea and Limp Bizkit and stuff.
I have a Pitbull Tyler
Or Ice
t-shirt.
Cube, rather.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
Yeah.
Joe, you have any?
I have a Black Crows from the 90s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, those faded band t-shirts might be worth some money. There's a new study that took a look at music tees sold on marketplace sites between December 2023 and September 2024. What do you think the highest selling t-shirts, like on average, what they got the most for? You know what I mean? The most for the t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what even.
Because I have like some of the different t-shirts.
Like the
and
most
prices.
money or what band?
The most well, the bands, and then I have what money they got.
Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stones, not in the top 10.
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead actually has the highest valued shirt that sells up to $2,750. It's from 1994 and has a large Black Panther on the front of it, but not sold. So that's one that's out there. But these are the ones that actually sold and what they sold for.
All right. Who else is famous for the t-shirts?
I mean, it's not necessarily famous for the t-shirts. It's just bands and
Taylor Swift
artists
on
and
there?
stuff. No, Taylor Swift not on there. This is I will tell you mostly rock bands, but then there's some some rap in here and different stuff.
I know there is a tremendous hubbub over Pearl Jam merchandise when you go out there.
Pearl Jam number 9
Yeah.
t-shirt sold for $171.
Same thing with they make posters for each town that they play in.
Right.
And they open their merchandise stores, and you can go and buy the poster and the tube, and then go next door and mail it back to yourself, so you don't have to carry it around. Seriously,
Smart.
I've done that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
When we were in
Temple
Chicago.
Pilots.
Stone Temple Pilots, no. Number 10, $163 is XXX Tentacion or whatever it is. I don't know.
Metallica. Did we say Metallica?
Metallica not in there.
Really?
Queen.
Surprisingly, no.
The Beatles.
The Beatles, no. I think that would be worthwhile. I don't even know if they had t-shirts then.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Number 9 is Pearl Jam. Number 8, Kanye West. Number 7, you guys went. We all actually went when he was over in Orlando. You guys went together, you and Joe. Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah.
$180. Number 6 is Green Day. Number 5, Guns N' Roses. $188. One of the t-shirts sold for. $188. My buddy Joe, who used to have a vintage record store and stuff, he still sells a lot of vintage tees and stuff.
Right.
He's got like Blizzard of Oz t-shirt. He's got all these things, and they're real, actual t-shirts.
They're so expensive when you go to the concerts, though, man.
They're expensive when you go to the concert, and they're even more expensive if they're like
You're
20
buying
years
them from
old.
Joe.
And
Yeah.
you know,
Buying like a $60 t-shirt.
Outcast, $225. How about this? Earth, Wind, and Fire sold for $235.
Wow.
Number 2 is Red Hot Chili Peppers, $241. Number 1. Think about number 1. What would be the most expensive shirt sold? What
AC/DC.
band? Not AC/DC.
Oh, man.
Think more 90s.
Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Nirvana, actual Nirvana
Yeah.
concert t-shirt, $279. Because you see Nirvana shirts all the time, but they're a lot of Hot Topic,
Yeah.
you know, those type of ones. But actual concert tee, $279 for a T-shirt.
I used to get so many free T-shirts from bands when I
Oh,
was working
yeah.
in Tallahassee.
Yeah.
I've got like Shine Down T-shirts and Non-Point and
It's so funny.
Crossfade.
I have a bunch of those too, or I had a bunch of those too, and there was bands that I didn't even know who they
Yeah.
were, but they were like cool T-shirts, and I was like, I'll wear that.
And they'd want you to wear the T-shirt like, you know, when you go back to the station. And
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what? They never made enough 3X T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, thanks for the shirt, and then I just give it to somebody else.
The problem is too, a lot of those concert T-shirts are crappy
Yeah,
shirts.
you wash them once.
They're those heavy, thick, Gildebrand, whatever. I don't like those at all.
No.
I need a nice tri-blend. That's what I need.
Tri-blend is nice.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. To me, it's just more junk that I have T-shirts I find in a box.
Yeah.
20 years later.
Yeah. But like I said, Grateful Dead has that one that was $2,750. The long sleeve Nirvana shirt from their In Utero tour sells for $2,000. And Bjork tee from her post tour, $1,895.
What about the Tigers of Poontang?
Tigers of Pantang.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the list.
No.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Galvin, thank you. We must take a break. Our phone numbers, if you'd like to get through, 800-771-1025. I saw something on TV last night that I recommend that you watch all 3 hours of it, Galvin. All 3 hours.
All
I'll
right.
tell you what it was next on 1025 The Bone. I need them to do so many things.
Oh.
Priority, I think. Fix up this green room.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh.
Yeah, I have some ideas. I need to put a false wall behind the garage doors so that it doesn't look like garage doors.
That would look cool.
Yeah. And then get rid of that piece of furniture that's out there. Get some carpeting in there, paint those walls.
If you need junk jockeys to come by, let me know. They're always
Definitely. I just need to get a big enough pile of junk for junk jockeys.
gather some stuff.
Right now, I'm ready to throw away all the Christmas decorations because I can't fit them anywhere. It's getting very frustrating.
Come on, Joe. That's your job.
Come on,
All right,
Joe.
all right,
Make
I'll
it
get-
fit.
Don't worry.
Make it
All
fit.
right.
Last night, this is my thing. I said to my wife last night, I don't think that I'm going to make it to Jeopardy. That's how tired I was. Every night we watch, we have Wheel of Fortune on. I don't pay attention to it because I don't like it. But at 7:30, I know Wheel of Fortune's over and Jeopardy comes on. And we're in the middle of the Tournament of Champions right now. So I said to her, I don't know that I'm going to make it. I'm that tired. I haven't taken a nap today. I'm very beat. Sat down, watched a very competitive Jeopardy episode. And when it was over, for some reason, I switched channels instead of just shutting the TV off. And I flipped over to NBC. And on NBC, they had 50 years of SNL music performances. And I thought, all right, I'll watch a little bit of this. Did you see it at all?
I have not seen it. I watched the trailer the other day, and I almost sent it to you because the trailer for it alone, it was like a good 4-minute trailer or something, whatever. And it was amazing because not only all the different artists and stuff, but the way they did the trailer was they would play like ladies and gentlemen, so and so.
So this is how they open the show, like what you were talking about.
I may have seen the first
The
4
show
minutes of it or
opened,
something
yeah.
because they beat mixed everything. So they would have an artist playing and then a video, and then like this video would bump in, and then the music would beat mix to that one.
Yeah.
And then they'd have the two different artists together, and then this one would drop down the front. So it'd be like the Beastie Boys and Elvis Costello, and then this would come in Rage Against the Machine. It was amazing how they did it.
It was so well done. The beginning of it was like Alvin said, they mixed it. So they had like James Brown would come out there and he'd sing, blah, blah. And in between that, you'd have Lenny Kravitz sing, and they mixed them both together. It was amazing to watch. 50 years of music, but also some of the most important television live music appearances ever.
Oh yeah,
that broke bands, and like Adele was one of the keys on there. When Fat Adele was on. Fat Adele said the first time I was on, she goes, it was regular to me. She goes, you go on the show, you sing live, you leave, you go to another show, you sing live. And she said, I got on Saturday Night Live. I was 14th in the, or 40 something in the charts. She goes, I left SNL the next morning, got on a plane, landed from New York to London, got off the plane in London, checked the charts. I was number one.
Yeah.
She said, she goes, people talk about overnight success. It was overnight success.
Right. And think about that too, that, even Adele, which wasn't so long ago, but it was a lot less channels and a lot less streaming, a lot less options and all that stuff. Used to be Johnny Carson. If you were a comedian and Johnny Carson called you over to the chair, you were getting a sitcom, you were getting a movie deal, you were going to be the number one comedian in the world.
Right. So in this case, Saturday Night Live was giving the opportunity to bring. If you haven't watched that movie yet about Saturday Night Live, which is what is it called?
Saturday Night. Saturday Night. Yeah.
Saturday Night. It's really good, and it basically is a conglomerate of things that happened on the show, all brought in to show you what it was like to deliver the first episode. And they bring a lot of the stuff that was in that movie up on the show, like Billy Preston being the first guest that they had on, first musical guest, but they had 2 musical guests that night because they also had Phoebe Snow on, and they felt that it was important to capture the culture of today by putting on the music that was, they said that New York City was blowing up with comedy and with music, and they were doing both on the show.
And great because it could be the Ramones one week and Burt Bacharach next week, and just crazy.
Who is the earliest one that you remember watching, Joe?
Elvis Costello.
Well, Elvis Costello and a couple other ones, they did a whole almost an hour on the ones that were like monumental.
Right.
Yeah.
And Elvis Costello went out there and
he was supposed to do Allison.
No, not Allison. Or something else.
Yeah, but
he did
earlier.
Radio.
Yeah, he did Radio instead, and they cut him off.
Well, no, they didn't cut him off. So he goes out there. He didn't even watch the show.
Yeah.
He goes out there and they interview him at the same time. So he says, we're on live TV. And part of the thing on live TV is that you can do whatever you want. And he said, so I go out there and I'm doing it. And he said, and we're playing the song. And right as we started playing, I realized this is not the vibe of this show. It's not fast enough. It's too slow. And he goes, so I immediately stopped it and switched it to radio. Like in my mind, they had that planned out already.
Right.
But according to him, they didn't.
Because it looks like it would be kind of a SNL skit type thing to stop in the middle of it and stuff. But he's also very much a character.
Yeah.
You know, where I can see him, ladies and gentlemen, you got to, stop and start the different song. And
yeah, and then they did. They went into a different song, and then years later that was revisited with the Beastie Boys.
Right.
What do you think was the most monumental musical moment in the 50-year history of
Simpson?
No, they do go into Ashley Simpson.
I could watch a whole documentary on that because she looks at her band like it's their fault, and then she does that weird little hoedown.
Whose fault was it?
I would imagine whoever's playing the thing, pushing the button or doing whatever.
It was the band's fault. So Ashley Simpson was supposed to go on the show and sing, and they said we started hearing that her voice was out and she was sick and her voice was out. Then they're like, she's going to sing the first song. She's going to lip sync the second song. Then when it came down time to it, she was so sick, she was just going to lip sync both the songs. So she went out there, lip synced the first song, had no problem. Second song, the drummer was supposed to start the track, hits the wrong track, and played song 1 again instead of song 2.
Yeah, so I didn't know whoever was pressing
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying, the control room wasn't even... They didn't know what was going on because they didn't realize that it was the same song as the first one. Yeah. They're like, why isn't she playing? So the great part is they have all the headset audio of the producers.
Great.
So they're like, she's not singing. She's not singing. Why is she not singing? And they're like, what are we going to do here? What's going on? Should we bump out? Should we bump out? Like they're panicking over it. And then they show her do the little shuffle dance and she walks off stage because she doesn't know what to do. And then they bump out and they go to break.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. No, not the most memorable moment.
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor.
Ripping the Pope's picture.
I have to tell you, all these years, I disliked Sinead O'Connor for doing that. I really did. I thought she was an attention seeker and I didn't like her. But when they showed that performance and how powerful it was and then talked about why she did it, because she said she was molested as a child from the church. And she's like, and that was about the time where a bunch of people were coming out and saying, and the Pope was shuffling people around, different bishops, different dioceses to avoid the trouble. And she's like, that was, and she had personal relations. She goes, so then the Pope would come over to Ireland and talk to Ireland and talk to them about loving each other and loving kids and all that stuff. And she goes, and I know what they do, and I know what they did to me. And she's like, that's why, and they had no idea she was going to do that.
Right.
Because they said in dress rehearsal, she held up a picture of a kid. and she said, she sang and she held up the picture of the kid. So when she pulled the picture out,
They were like, no big deal.
They were like, no big deal. And then all of a sudden they were like, was that the Pope that she just ripped up? And the place went insane.
Do they have the headset audio of
Have
that?
the headset audio of that.
Do you know who has that ripped up picture? At least some of it.
No, I don't remember.
David Spade.
Oh, does he really?
David Spade said after that all happened, he goes, I was walking across the stage and it was there. And he goes, and I was like, I don't know, pick it up, whatever. So he goes, I grabbed it and he goes, I still have it.
Oh, wow.
He goes, I remember one of the guys, he said one of the production guys got mad at him and was like, hey, you need it. And he's like, what? What are you talking about? I threw it away. Just told him, made it up.
Biggest a-hole.
Biggest a-hole on Saturday Night Live. Musical guest?
Musical guest.
I know Steven Seagal was a big a-hole. I don't know whether
musical
he was
guest.
Musical guest, biggest a-hole. Ooh,
It's pretty obvious.
Really? Guy or girl?
Guy. What happened?
Oh, did you just fart?
I did.
Okay.
Michael
But
Bolton.
you know what happened.
No.
I don't know.
Biggest a-hole, Kanye West.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. That's why I said it was obvious.
Nobody's surprised.
Well, Kanye walked off. I didn't know about that. Did you know about that? There was one. So he had to have a set, and then when it came time to it, they had to take the set down because the reflection of the lights and it wasn't good. But they didn't tell him about it first, and he walked off. And Lauren Michaels had to go talk to him in the hallway with Lauren Michaels. He's the glue, man. He walked out there and he grabbed Kanye and he said, "Listen, this is not going to be bad for us. You're going to walk out. We're going to get all the press, and everybody's going to think you're a jerk." He goes, "We're going to be back on again next week. So this is going to be bad for you. It's not going to be bad for us." And then Kanye came back and he did it.
Interesting. Do they go into anything at all about Ashley Simpson, about them letting her do the lip sync? Because it's Saturday Night Live, and I don't know, has other
it was
artists.
because she was sick.
I know,
No,
but also you're in New York. You could have got another artist in there easily.
for the most part, yeah, but I don't think they rehearsed all week. It was a game time decision, and they do run through a lot of how it works, like when the musical guests arrive, when they get to go in there and try out. They had
But like if you've done, I don't know what time that was, whatever, 42 years or 38 years of all live musical guests, and then this kid comes in and says she's in a lip sync, don't you go, no, we can't?
I'm sure they didn't really address it, but I'm sure she's not the first person to lip sync.
Yeah.
They had, who was it that they had? They had somebody who canceled, or it was Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen, it was during COVID.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he had gotten in trouble for showing up without a mask at a party or whatever, so they had to cancel him from the show.
Yeah.
And then they pulled somebody in with 2 days' notice. It was Jack White.
Yeah.
He called up Jack White and said, "Can you do it?" And they, with 2 days' notice, Jack White came down and did it.
I don't know if they show or not. I remember Tom Petty being on there and Dave Grohl playing drums for him.
They did not bring that up. I was surprised by a lot of things they didn't bring up.
Because
they did not show Pearl Jam.
Oh, really?
Pearl Jam was like one of the only bands to do 3 songs.
Yeah.
And they did not show Pearl Jam.
Huh.
One of the things they did, Tom Morello is one of the people that does the commentary, and Rage Against the Machine played on. He goes, Rage Against the Machine played on the show when Steve Forbes of Forbes magazine had just ran for president on the Republican ticket. And they said, he is Steve Forbes. We are Rage Against the Machine. He said, we are the band that goes against the grain. He is one of the most boring human beings alive. And they put us on a show together. And he said, and at the time, they had American flags draped upside down, the Navy's signal for distress, on their amps. And Saturday Night Live talked them out of putting it on there, not only because it was offensive, but because the Forbes was there and they didn't want to cause any problems. It wouldn't be a good look for him.
Forbes hosted?
Hosted.
Wild.
It was awful.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And they took him down, and then at the last minute, they tried to put him up. And there was an actual fight between the Saturday Night Live staff and the crew of Rage Against the Machine, and they have that headset fights going on.
You know who I would not want to fight? The bass player from Rage Against the Machine.
Interesting you say that.
He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic. So what they did was they did not get the flags up. So afterwards, they knew it was because they were trying to protect Steve Forbes. Steve Forbes' dressing room was right across from theirs. He said at the time that their performance was done, they took the flag. Jimmy, the bass player, took the flag, cut it up, balled it up into like a knot, and ran into Steve Forbes' dressing room and just threw it at them. But Steve Forbes was on stage, and his family was in the dressing room. And Tom Morello goes, and one thing we didn't realize, that Steve Forbes had just run for president, and the hallway was filled with Secret Service.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we were on lockdown. They locked Rage Against the Machine up in their dressing room, then escorted him to the curb and just left them outside.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Dude, it is one of the better documentary type specials I've ever seen. Was on the 50 years of Saturday Night Live.
Because do you remember the bass player from Rage climbing the thing on MTV?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. Biscuit was on stage, except in VMA.
And he was up there, and you're like, what is going on with this dude?
Oh, yeah. It was really interesting to watch. You remember?
I definitely want to watch. Yeah,
you have to see it. I would watch it again. Some of the bands that they have on there, I almost don't want to even talk about this because you can't use the S word, and without the S word, it's not nearly as funny. But I'm just going to say crap instead. But imagine it's the S word. This guy is on, this producer, and he goes, in my life, I booked 2 musical guests on this show. Both were the 2 worst ones ever.
Oh, really?
And he's like, one of them was Captain Beefheart. Are you familiar with
him? Yeah.
And the other was Miles Davis.
Yeah.
And he said Miles Davis was bad because Miles refused to put he kept turning his back to the thing.
Yeah.
And it was just bad. Captain Beefheart. I knew Captain Beefheart's name. I didn't know the music. He said the Captain Beefheart plays tones that are uncomfortable. And that's basically what they do. And it's just a weird looking dude who looks like his name would be Captain Beefheart playing the keyboard. And he goes, it was the only time in the 50-year history of SNL that when the musical performance stopped, there was no clapping whatsoever.
Wow, that's wild.
It was complete silence, and then you just hear somebody from the audience go, crap. And they said the S word.
Yeah.
So then they played it. And they played the
Went out
Captain
over the air?
Beefheart. Well, Captain Beefheart, they show the ending of him playing, and they're like, dun-dun, and he lifts his head up, and there's no surprise. You just hear, it was great, man. It was really good stuff.
Yeah, I want to plan a trip to New York and go to watch Saturday Night Live be filmed.
It's very hard to get tickets to, and the best is if you get tickets to the rehearsal at 4:00 or the actual live show. So sometimes they'll tape the rehearsal, and then sometimes they'll use taped stuff from the rehearsal in the live show. But for the most part, the live show is live, and they do show a lot of problems that they have with the live show. I've been there 2 or 3 times, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's just something I want to see at least once, just to say you've done it.
Every time I've been there, there's been other celebrities there, like in the crowd hanging out. You know, John C. Reilly was there one time, and Ashton Kutcher was there with Mila Kunis another time. And it's my musical guest, I got kind of screwed. My first one was Macy Gray, and then the second one was Kendrick Lamar, which was actually really good because we didn't really know Kendrick at the time, and now my wife's a huge fan. But it was really after you're over, you're like, that guy was great. Yeah, it's definitely a fun experience. But here's what you want to do: you want to go and take the NBC studio tour, because they take you through Saturday Night Live.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Do you want to hear this? And I told Galvin this before, but when I was a kid, my mother, I'm talking about probably, it has to be like maybe a freshman in high school. My mother took me to New York City to go to do some stuff, like go see the Christmas tree and all that stuff. And we went on the NBC studio tour. And they bring you up and they show you the radio station, which is 66 WNBC, where Howard Stern used to do the show and Don Imus used to do the show. And then they show you the Saturday Night Live, and they show you the other studios, the Today Show, and all that stuff. At one point, I started engaging with an NBC page, and talking to him about how difficult it is to get a job as a page there. And because they're hall monitors and they're like runners. They just do, they're like interns. And he said, no, it's actually quite difficult. It is, you have to have a college degree to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And that guy that I was talking to was 100% my future agent, Tony Burton.
Think so?
100%.
Does he remember that too, though?
No, but can I just tell you that I remember that conversation with the guy. I could picture his face and his long blonde hair, not long, but longer blonde hair, 100% having the conversation, the mannerisms, whatever. And then the minute I went to Tony's office and I saw a picture of him when he was younger, I was like, that was totally good.
Yeah.
I totally 100% remember
But he
that.
probably had that conversation with a
With
million
other people,
a
yeah,
million
yeah.
people.
But I mean, I remember Tony's mannerisms, the way he leaned in when he talked, the whole
Yeah.
deal was 100% Tony.
That's
Isn't
wild.
that crazy?
Yeah, someday this guy's gonna take all my money.
Someday this guy will get me a job that's not in this building. Yeah. That's funny. All right. 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025. If you get a chance to see it, it's pretty awesome. It's the 50 years of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I'm definitely
And now,
watch
what
it.
is it on?
I watched it on NBC last night. I would imagine Hulu or whatever the NBC thing is.
Peacock. You can watch it.
Peacock
Okay.
or whatever that is.
I was gonna ask one other thing. What was the? You were talking about all the different ones. Damn it! Now I totally forget because we got on a different track. Oh, did they show U2? When U2, I mean, they played obviously a bunch of different times, but when Amy Poehler and Tina Fey were on, and U2 played, and I want to say that U2 played at the end when they normally do the good nights and stuff, and Bono came over and was like singing right up to Amy Poehler and this that, and he grabbed her hand and she started crying.
No.
Yeah, it was wild. It was like, oh my god, and she was like embarrassed. She was like,
I gotta be honest. If I was Bono grabbed my hand, I might start crying too.
That's funny.
They do show a lot of good old footage of Belushi.
Oh yeah,
And they talk about how the Blues Brothers came about.
Yeah.
So the Blues Brothers were Aykroyd and Belushi, and they went and pitched it, and it failed, and Lauren didn't like it. And then they had a skit that couldn't be done, and they had 3 minutes they had to fill. And Lauren said, Belushi and Aykroyd came to me, and they said, "How about the Blues Brothers go?" And I said, "We have 3 minutes. If you want to go and embarrass yourself in front of the world, go ahead."
That's so funny. Because it's funny because John Belushi sounded good.
He could sing. He kind of like Jack Black, where you don't expect a good voice to come out of him, and then he sounds good when he does it. So yeah, and then he did the Joe Cocker impression. They showed that, and I didn't know. Do you know about the band? Well, Joe, you probably know Fear, the punk rock band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever see when they were on?
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
they
That's
were
what I mean.
thrown off.
They were not thrown off. So it's no. But Joe brings up a point. Joe, the story is that they came on and created a riot and were thrown off. That it's not true. So the guy from Fear was being interviewed, and he said the reason they got on the show, is because Belushi had come to see them and had become a fan. So Belushi pitched them to Lauren and said, and Belushi wasn't on the show at the time, and he pitched them and he said, "Listen, this is punk. This is what needs to be shown." Like, they showed how they broke rap too, how Run DMC was on, and Debbie Harry brought on the Funk Force 5 or whatever they were. And Belushi showed the importance of having the punk band on. And when he came on, they said the only way to do it is to make it look like it is when you go to see them live.
Right.
So they brought an audience in, and the audience was moshing and slam dancing, destroying everything. But it went over like a good performance. And then they said that next day, Dick Ebersol had to go on the news, and because they kept saying that there was a riot there. And he goes, "It wasn't a riot. It was a controlled environment.
Hilarious.
We brought these people in." It was really interesting to watch.
I just saw Fear. Was it last year? I think with Megadeth and Misfits.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. That guy's all gray now. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
What's up, Mike Calta?
I knew it. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning. You know what I found interesting was no one knew the theme song.
Them wanting what?
No one knew the theme song.
Oh, yeah. Can you, Calvin, let me ask Calvin, can you hum the theme song to Saturday Night Live?
Oof.
Give me the Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
No one, they went through all the musical piece, the people, the host of the show, the former cast members, they were like, it's a big saxophone, it's a lot of wailing
it doesn't,
horns.
have a good hook to it.
Right.
It was no melody.
You just remember Don Pardo.
Well, yeah, back in the day.
Right.
But even that, it was like there's just a lot of wailing horns with no real melody. Thank you, Punkin. At one point, the guy who is the band leader now, he pulls out a saxophone and he plays it. And he goes, "This is actually what it is." And you go, "Oh, yeah. But now still, I saw it yesterday and I still can't do it for you.
It's funny. I can think of the closing credit music.
Yes.
When they're all standing out
Right,
like that.
Yeah.
Entirely different.
But I can't think of the really just lots of saxophone.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. There's
Yeah.
a lot of screaming saxophone over beats and drums and stuff. It's really an interesting watch. I got to take a break. I know I'm getting way behind. 727-579-1025 don't work anymore, but 800-771-1025 does. It's a Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. You know what you got to do, Gio? You got to get in the after party, which is almost easier to get into than Saturday Night Live.
I'm down for both.
That is where I met Pete Davidson, and I saw Colin Jost with his first ugly wife before Scarlett Johansson. His pre-football wife.
She was ugly?
She wasn't hot.
Oh, wow.
She wasn't Scarlett Johansson.
She wasn't Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
It says he's only been married to Scarlett Johansson.
Well, whatever, his girlfriend, whatever she was.
Okay.
Yep. I met a lot of them. A lot of them were cool. Michael Che was all right. He was cool. Was there with Questlove was kind of a dig. He was there. That is the party to go to because even Rage Against the Machine, so they got kicked out of Saturday Night Live, but they went to the party. Party anyway. It's funny.
Who was it? It was somebody was talking about going to Saturday Night Live, and they were like a broke comic. Oh, I think it was Mark Norman was talking with David Spade, and they were saying about it, and he was like, and I was just wolfing down drinks and whatever, and he goes, and they're like, you owe $3,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, I thought they were all free.
Yeah, they make them pay for drinks. Isn't that funny? Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. This is Tim from Lake Placid. How you doing today?
Good. If we're on speaker, if you could pick that up, that'd be awesome.
Sure, let me do that. Not a problem.
All right.
Yeah, we're. I just wanted to tell you, I was satisfied. My buddy used to work for NBC back in the back rooms, and the green room used to have some hellacious parties before they started.
I would imagine. I would imagine in the era of drugs, and I don't just mean like crazy drugs, but I mean imagine we got a lot of guys getting high back there, and that must be pretty wild.
Well, even with Steve Cohen, he was crazy too. They used to have special booze for them, and some bands wanted certain stuff and certain liquor, and they had to have Crown Royal, and all these special drinks had to be brought in for them. And they had a guy that was a runner, and he would just get the stuff that they wanted, make sure they had to have this type of vodka, this type of Crown Royal, and they just would get toasted right before the shows.
Yeah, I mean listen, you want to get people loosened up, that's the way to do it. Jimmy Kimmel had a bar in his green room, like a full service bar.
Right.
It was just crazy. They would get. And then when they run out, they go, hey, I run out, what happened? So then they have to put 2 or 3, 4 bottles in there for them, so they wouldn't run out.
Must be nice, man. Thank you. I appreciate the call, sir. Joe, that's what Joe used to do for us. He'd be like, Joe, we're running low. Your mic's not on. Why do you shut your mic?
I was sneezing. Sorry.
How much do you sneeze? Do I ever turn my mic off when I have to sneeze?
No.
Just sneeze right into it.
All right.
What do you think? You think I care? You think I'm going to hear a little over there and care?
Well, that's true.
You do sneeze like a baby panda.
Well, I do. All right. I'll stop turning it off. Sorry.
I did see during watching TV last night that on a commercial that they have a new Volkswagen VW bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty cool looking.
Yeah. I got to tell you that I really wanted a VW bus whenever I was younger, and I went to buy one, and the guy went to start it and it wouldn't start and stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm not buying
What
this.
did you want it for? Like, I was never attracted to it. I mean, it would be
because
cool.
I was young and I thought it would be cool. We'd be able to hang out.
Right.
And stuff.
You want to like a clubhouse?
And I had drums, so I could put my drums in there easy. Yeah. But I thought it would be cool. I was like, we could put a sofa in there. And we could totally bang chicks in there.
The closest thing we had to that was my buddy Eddie. His dad let him drive his work van, which had two seats in the front and completely empty in the back, until my mom wanted us to get a new couch in the basement. So we got rid of the old couch and we put it in Eddie's van. And it was a couch bed. So it weighed 900 pounds. And we put it in back of Eddie's van. And now 4 people could sit on the couch. 2 people could drive. And then the rest could balance and wedge themselves in the back. And we used to do that all the time.
It's a party.
Yeah. Except Gus Ferracci. You know who Gus Ferracci is?
Nosferatu?
Gus Ferracci was a guy who he killed him. He was banging a mobster's wife and then got caught and then killed that mobster and was on the run. And we didn't know this. And supposedly he was on the run in a van. So we're in the middle of the afternoon. We got out early for school. We were seniors. We're driving down the expressway and we get pulled over by the cops and we're all crapping our pants because like, why are we getting pulled over? What's going on? And the cops are on the lookout for Gus Faraci. And they make us take the couch out and open it up.
Oh,
they
man.
think he's hiding in
Hiding
the
in the
couch.
Oh, really?
They thought we were hiding the guy.
Smuggle him out of the city.
Trying to get him out.
Yeah.
But no, just stupid kids
That's
driving
wild.
around. Yeah. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Good morning, guys.
Good morning again.
Okay.
You guys are awesome. No, I was I just got in the car and I turned on. I think you guys were talking about drugs a little. No, not drugs, but I got a story.
Are you on drugs?
Back in the Oh no, I'm not on drugs. I smoke a little weed here and there.
Who doesn't?
Still do.
Good morning.
Yeah, but late '80s, I was a probation officer in Miami, and I used to smoke weed a lot. The weed was good back then. And knowing some of my clients, the guys and stuff, when they used to come for the urine drug test,
right?
I used to let them go by because whenever they had weed in their system. We messed around a few times. I smoked with my clients, but that's bad though.
But how do you get that past the system?
No, I used to clear them. They used to fail the drug test,
and you clear them anyway.
And I used to clear them anyway.
And what do you take cash on the side for doing that?
No, not even cash. The weed was good back then.
Right. So you just wanted to smoke with them.
Lunchtime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, one or two.
Right.
They were neighbors, but yeah, I don't know why the state of Florida you guys didn't vote yes.
Yeah, I don't know either. But we like to keep it illegal, sir. It's cooler when it's illegal.
Yeah, I matter of fact, I'm about to. I love you guys.
Thank you.
I'm about to take a little short break and take my medicine for the morning.
All right, enjoy your morning, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. Sweet mother of God.
That's wild.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Oh, I love that last call about the quality of weed in the 80s. I remember those days. It's Medicine Man.
It's Medicine Man?
Oh, it is.
I wasn't sure.
Medicine Man. Okay.
Medicine Man, I'm kind of glad you're calling in.
Yeah.
I want to introduce you to Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's 50 years old, living life in Dunedin next to Clearwater. I think you guys should be best friends.
That wouldn't be a bad idea at all.
Right? I feel like you're in the market for a best friend. Since stomach cancer Tom
I got
died.
a lot of best friends. I could always have another one.
So yeah, but I mean you don't really have who would you say your best friend is now?
Oh, I got about first is Jeff, Dave Kaufman. Now it's Dave and Mary Beth, Stavis.
Who's the one with the fat wife?
That's Dave Kaufman.
Yeah.
And of course Jeff, the one on YouTube, is my other best friend.
Right. All right,
how married too. And
how about this guy?
Listen
to this guy.
Just a beautiful night. Show on living life at 50. Welcome to my backyard. Monday, January 27th, 2025. 60 degrees here in Dunedin, Florida, next to Clearwater. Have a great night. Take care.
How about that? That guy sound like a guy you could be friends with?
Could be. Does he work for you guys now?
No, I just found him on the internet, and he reminds me of you, and he looks like Crazy Eye Tommy. I think you guys would be a match made in heaven.
I'll probably run to some concert or something like that.
I'm gonna set you guys up on a bro date.
Oh, I'm not gay.
No, I said a bro. Oh, but you have kissed men on the show before.
No.
Yes, you have. You made out with Love Tiger.
Oh.
Love Tiger, man. I would have died if I had kissed Love Tiger.
You made out. You tongue kissed with Love Tiger. I'm telling you, I remember it.
That guy had, I wouldn't do. He got me trying to do, but I think I refused because that guy had like dumpster breath.
Oh, if he had better breath, you would have kissed him.
Yeah.
Oh God! I think that guy had horrible breath.
All right. Well, no, I don't. I'm going to set you up on a bro date. That
I
means
think
like
gingivitis.
All right, listen to me. I'm going to set you up on a bro date with this guy. This not gay. You guys just be friends. You can go out and pick up chicks.
That's not a bad idea.
All right. Good. I just wanted to get your. I want to test your level of enthusiasm.
Right.
All right.
Right.
See you later, Medicine Man.
All right. Take care.
Hey, is there anything else you have to say before I let you go?
Oh yeah, this last
really?
weekend I was at the OCC Roadhouse.
Yeah, I don't care.
I thought he was banned from there.
But no, he's allowed back in now, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, but I was going to ask him if there's anything else he wants to say because for some reason, even though I allow him to go on the air and we talk to him, he still calls me 6 times during the day and leaves me voicemails at work.
Right. Get it all out now.
Yeah, and this is what happens when Medicine Man leaves me a voicemail. I get a message that says you have a voice from Medicine Man, a voicemail, and it says click here to listen to it, click here to delete it. I just delete it. I don't even listen to him.
Aw.
He's wasting his time.
He spent all the time to give you the message. and
Do you
it'll
remember?
never be heard.
Do you
You're
remember
telling
the
me
time?
you're missing? Okay.
I think it was before you were on the show, but every once in a while, like once a month, I'd go in my office and I'd put it on. I'd do an Instagram
Oh, yeah.
live,
I remember that.
and I would just watch. I would just check all my messages, and it was either it was Avo or Medicine Man every time, every message.
I miss Avocado Rocker.
I'm not at the point where I miss him yet. He was good.
I miss hearing him on the air.
I could live without him.
Yeah.
I think I'm all right there. You know who I do miss? Dominic Ferriello. And he is here to take your legal calls. So if you want to get on the phone lines, get on the phone lines now. I'm telling you, get on them now because we aren't going to have a whole lot of time. 800-771-1025. If you have a question for a lawyer, you're wondering if you need a lawyer, maybe you have been involved in some sort of accident, had some sort of dispute with a neighbor, now is the time to get on the phone lines. 800-771-1025. When we come back from break, ask Dom in the studio next on 1025 The Bone. All right, Dom, I got a full board of phone calls here. There's 2 lines open if you want to get through. 800-771-1025. Let's start with Kevin. Kevin, good morning. You're on with Ask Dom. What do you got?
Oh, good morning. Good morning. My question is just regarding will trust and estates. And lo and behold, is that years ago, my mom, was a little promiscuous and had an affair. And my family got split up and everything, and I was passed around. I really didn't realize if I was passed around from relative to relative, they wanted to try to give me up for adoption. And one of my real dads kind of really hostile towards me, but I just found out a couple of years ago, my older brother passed away, that the guy that was my father is not really my father. It's a gentleman by the name of John Greer, and he owns like half of Manatee County and everything. And I went to one of his dealerships, and I approached one of my older brothers, apparently, supposedly, and I was talking to him about getting DNA and everything, because his opulence really isn't no effect of my heart feelings right now. I just want to know who my real dad is, and I was wondering what legal steps I could take on moving this step forward.
Would you be interested in doing it if the guy wasn't rich?
I really just want to know who my dad is. Tell you the truth, man.
All right, I get it.
I'm getting ready to turn 50 years old. You know what I mean? And he might not even be alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just want to know if I have another brother out there, because, you know what I mean? I was always wondering, because I was the only one that ever graduated, went to college, you know what I mean? Had my own business. You know what I mean? I was just always wondered why I was treated like crap. The harder I did, the better I did, the worse I got treated. And then I realized, you know what I mean? Shoot, as my brother passed away when he was 48, you know what I mean? That I was a milkman's kid. You know, here it was, my dad. I thought it was my dad. You know what I mean? I'm doing excelling to impress him.
Right.
Actually, all I was doing was just pissing him off more. You know what I mean?
Dom, all right,
now.
I get it. What is the best chance for this guy to find out who his real dad is?
Well, I don't think probate law is the way to go. I think it's going to be more family. If he's going to want to push the issue onto trying to find who the biological father is or through the genealogy, I think that's going to be more of a family issue. Jason Valkenburg handles that for the firm and the network. When you say probate, you're thinking, all right, estates, assets, what's my cut? I think that has a different connotation than what initially I think the caller was trying to convey. I would recommend you go to my website. It's a family law issue. And Mike, didn't we have a few shows where William Shatner had something like there was a guy that came on and
there's a local guy who had been told several people were his dad over time, and then his mother supposedly revealed to him that she thought William Shatner was his dad, and he did bear a liking to him physically, and William Shatner had denied it. And this guy was pretty sure after a while, and then had DNA tests to find out that it actually wasn't true, which I commend the guy for all the years and all the time he put in chasing it. When it turned out it wasn't true, he did come forward right away and say it was not true. But I feel like for this guy, like I do for that guy, that this guy just wants to know who his father is, just like have some answers, to be a 50-year-old guy and not know what to do. I would recommend starting with the Dom's attorney that does the family law, and then also private investigators do a really good job at digging through that stuff, which Dom also has in his office.
Absolutely. It just reminded me of that story when you were talking about the interview. I think he's been on the show a few times.
Yeah.
But have him email me. We'll get Pam at AP Investigations, absolutely, to investigate. And then, of course, family law would be Jason Valkenburg. Yes, sir.
Sir, if you could just go to asktodom.com and shoot him an email from that website and let him help you, and hopefully you'll be able to get some solid answers and figure out who your real dad is.
Yeah, because this has been years over, and it's just like I was wondering why I was always like the black sheep, and I was like, man, it's just
if it makes
roadblocks, people pushing more.
If it makes any difference, I kind of like you.
Well, I appreciate it. I listen to you guys every day. You know what I mean? So this has been pretty good.
All right, good.
So,
thank you, and good luck. Email Dom from asktodom.com. Let's go to Mike. Mike, good morning. You're on Ask Dom. What do you got, Mike?
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Dom.
Good morning.
I've got just a crazy situation. My daughter is a very bad driver. I realized the minute she got her license.
I am not looking forward to that, buddy.
It's horrible because I knew she was bad at the beginning. But either way, long story short, she had 2 times where she bumped into a car because she thought the car should have gone and didn't go and didn't look at the car.
I'm not laughing at you. I feel your pain.
It's okay. Are you kidding? It's totally okay.
Yeah.
So now, she's got a brand new Elantra. She paid for it, and I paid it off so she could get a lighter insurance because insurance is out the roof now for her.
Yep.
How old is she?
Is there anything? She is going to be 21 in May. She hasn't had a license for, I want to say, about 1.5 years, sir.
Okay. And does she live with you, or does she live with a resident relative?
She does not. She lives with her boyfriend.
Okay. And
she's a good girl, but she just
So your question is what specifically? How to protect yourself, or how to get her proper insurance coverage? What's the particular question you got for today?
Is there anything that they can go back on? Like I thought, hey, I just do all these tests again, and that'll help. And that didn't help. It wasn't even worth the time. Is there any way to get that expunged? I mean, or not expunged, I'm not sure what the word would be. Just somehow maybe off the record, start fresh again.
The fact that she got into an accident?
Yes, sir.
No, you can't get rid of that. No. I mean, it happened. It's not going anywhere. Was she cited? Did she get a ticket?
She did, yes, sir.
All right, now we're talking about something. How was the ticket handled? Did she get a lawyer?
No, she paid the ticket.
Okay,
I paid the ticket.
All right, so what happened is she paid the ticket. She probably didn't take the driving school, and she has points on her license.
Exactly, yes, sir. I tried to get her take it a couple months ago, so she went through all that, and it was not even needed at that point.
Right,
well, too late, I guess.
Correct. Yeah, so we can fix that. You can't take the fact that someone got into an accident off of the record, but you can remove points and you can modify things. So here's her homework that you have to tell her. She needs the pull, and she can go to any DMV. It's like $20-$25, whatever it is. You can pull your lifetime driving history, although hers is a very short lifetime because she's 21 and not even driving for 1.5 years. But she wants to pull her complete driving history, and then they'll give her a transcript, basically a copy. Send that to my office, and then I think what county is this predominantly in Florida?
Hernando and Pasco, sir.
All right. So what we do is we've got lawyers that go all those places. We have I call it a back to the future motion. We go back in time and undo the damage that she did unknowingly because she wasn't represented by counsel. She didn't know doing the right thing by paying the ticket and not doing some of the other things she could have done ultimately harmed her. So there's actually case law. There's actually a motion. You can go back and undo that damage. And of course, it's the back to the future motion. Send in the driving record. You go to asktodom.com. You just call the main office. Sir. You can fax it in. We need that. And then we can get her squared away in those counties, Pasco and Hernando, respectively.
And do you think that would lower possible insurance costs?
Yes.
Yeah,
because if you eliminate 3 points or 6 points or however many points she has within the past 12, 18, or 24 months, the answer is yes, because that's going to be less of a damage on her record. And she should never, ever, ever go with that type of record without a lawyer. You always want to protect yourself because it's not, I can just handle this thing. It's a lifetime effect. that carries
Yes, sir.
with you unless you have a dad that's smart enough as you are to call the morning show like you're doing now to figure out, hey,
Absolutely.
what can we do? And that's why I'm very appreciative to Mike to do the service.
Let me tell you, I having an 18-year-old son who actually is an okay driver, I feel your pain. Insurance is horrendous, and now you mix in an accident and you mix in some other problems, and you're paying out the ass, and you're like, look, I love this kid, but not that much. So do what you can.
Exactly right.
Yeah, well, if you can
I
lower
have
it a little
two
bit.
daughters. She's not the one I love the most.
An honest man. Go to askthedom.com. That is Dom's website. You can get the email there and all the information and get that driving record over to him so hopefully you can lower that price.
I'll do it right away. And thank you guys very much in the morning show. I drive every morning, and I love listening to you. Thank you, Michael.
Good man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Dom.
sir. Have a great day. Appreciate it. Dom,
That's
I
a
got to tell you.
Happy listener there, Mike, right?
Well, he'll be a lot happier when he's paying less. My son had a minor fender bender when he was just got his driver's license, and you helped me out with that. And that alone has sent my insurance skyrocketing. And not to mention an accident that I had 6 years ago. It's ridiculous how much that stuff accumulates, and how if you have something on your license and you did not have an attorney handle it, you probably didn't do it the right way, and that's why it's going to haunt you as long as it did. So
I'm just enjoying the moment right now.
Mhm.
Gabby's 14 in 2 months. I've got 2 years before it hits.
It's a world of a difference, buddy. The
and
anxiety that comes along with knowing that your kid is traveling in a 2-ton vehicle is just too much.
Yeah, so I'm going to start therapy now.
Yeah, you should be prepared.
2 months, 2 years of therapy going into it.
Can I tell you, I'm going to grab more of these phone calls in a second,
Yes.
but can I tell you one of the best things ever for you and any other parent? I started Joey driving when he was like 13 years old. We were fortunate enough to have a Target that closed down near my house, and it had a giant empty parking lot. There was nothing he could hit there. And I would take him over to that Target on Sunday mornings at 9 o'clock in the morning when nobody was around, and I would let him learn how to drive. By the time he got his learner's permit, he was driving with like an adult. That's the best way to do that. Made me feel
idea.
the most comfortable because I knew how good of a driver he was by a certain age. Then, of course, they get cocky and they start speeding, but still, that's a different problem. All right, let's go to Eric. Eric, I hope this is, I hope this is real so that you're not wasting time, but this is a very interesting call.
No. This is real. You guys are
Okay.
talking about the older kids. Mine's actually about my newborn who was born on December 23rd. We had a doctor's appointment scheduled for the 15th of January for a circumcision. We went in and they didn't have our appointment scheduled. It was right about their lunchtime. They were an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes behind. So they decided to squeeze us in, and he ended up doing 2 circumcisions at the same time, kind of jumping back and forth from room to room. So I don't know, just kind of to start off, it was a rough go. He got it all done. Everything seemed fine. He was like, "Oh, bleeding's fine." Kind of felt like he rushed through it. We did sign a paper. To me, my knowledge thought it was just giving him the okay to do it. So we did sign that for him to do the procedure. Everything was done. We brought him home. A couple hours went by, and I come walking out of my bedroom, and my son's covered in blood. I mean, it looked like he was stabbed. Enough blood where it was on my girlfriend's shirt. And I changed his diaper. His diaper was, it looked like a murder scene. So I changed his diaper, tried to wrap his bandage back up, waited about 10 minutes, checked his diaper again, and there was no blood at the time. Well, he had moved in a way, and he started dripping really bad. So long story short, we had to take him to the ER. They stopped the bleeding, but they sent us all the way up to All Children's in St. Pete, where we ended up spending the night. Well, come to find out, the doctor's office, who we called twice, had no clue of this even happening until we went back to our next appointment, which was last Thursday. And they had no clue. They tried to blame their phone service and said that their phone service took the wrong phone number down and nobody ever contacted them. So I guess my question is, if we get hit with those bills, those medical bills, are we going to have to pay for that, or is there any way we can get around that?
Well, you're going to have to pay for the service provided. The question is, obviously, if the bandage came off or the stitching or whatever caused the bleeding, obviously that was concerning and alarming, and you did the right thing going to the ER to make sure there wasn't anything more significant happening. You can certainly negotiate those bills with the doctor's office. Now, sometimes those bills are bought by a third company. a billing service, collection service, if you will. So it might shift from the doctor's office or their billing personnel, if you will, in-house if they do that. Now, if you get to them quickly, then they won't sell the paper is what I'm talking about. And you can talk to them about, hey, look, here's the experience, and you just go through the whole gamut. We weren't on the schedule, and you squeezed us in, and it seemed a little chaotic, and then everything that outlined there, and they might work with you a little bit. I think is probably the best thing to start. Now, you didn't mention this, and I hope was everything okay medically with your son? There was other than just the bleeding. Is he's okay medically? There wasn't.
Yeah. He's a perfectly healthy baby. Everything's fine. Okay. Everything's good. It was just there was a lot of blood for a newborn. It was pretty traumatic for the both of us.
Sure.
Way worse as a parent. Way worse as a parent to see that. I mean, the doctor can handle it, but the parent, that's something you freak out about.
I'm just happy that this is not a medical malpractice, medical negligence call. I'm happy that this is now more of a billing collections, hey, working on the debt call than the other way. So I'm very happy that everything worked out, guys. I don't want anybody to be hurt or injured in any capacity that I do in my practice. But if you run into problems, if they're not going to work with you, email me back and say, hey, Dom, they're blowing me off, or they're not helping me out, or tell me to pound sand, whatever. Email me at Ask the Dom. And then I'll get you in touch with our guys that are fantastic, do debit, credit, collections work, see if they can help you out. Maybe a nice little letter, a phone call, something like that, if they're not amenable with you. So we'll just do that route first. There you go.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
All right, thank you all.
All right. Man, I would be stressed out.
Oh, yeah.
I would be stressed out. I mean, you don't want to ever see a kid covered in blood, especially when it's originating from his pee-pee.
Yeah, the trauma there psychologically enough, it's probably worth a settlement or negotiation of the bill in some capacity.
Kidding.
Plus, if it's not your kid and you have to talk to the cops, that's wild. What?
Andrew, good morning. You're on Ask the Dom. What do you got, Andrew?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
How you doing, sir?
Good. So I have a situation with my ex-landlord that's I think they're trying to price gouge me. And I just want to see if they're legally allowed to do this. So at the beginning of December, I informed my landlord that I was going to be buying a house and I was going to be breaking my lease. And, everything was fine. I was going to have to pay some extra, forfeit my deposit. But in the middle of December, there was a water pipe in the master bathroom, and that required me to shut the water off to the whole house. I informed them, right away. And they didn't end up fixing the issue until January 3rd. So it left me without water for 17 days. And now, and I moved out the same day that they fixed the water. I just told them, I'm moving out. Y'all haven't fixed this. This isn't right. And now they sent me a bill for over $11,000.
Oh.
And I just want to see, what are my options here?
What's the bill for?
The bill is for 3 months of unpaid rent and about an extra $4,000 for just random. They don't have any explanation for.
Okay, well, hang on. Your phone's breaking up a little bit. So let's just ask you this question here straight up. Were you behind in rent for 3 months? Were you in arrears?
No, that's how much was left on the lease, was 3 months.
No, but did you give them proper notice under the contract? So the lease agreement, and you have to send that in because you have to read what it is you have with these folks, the agreement. But there's a protocol, a lot of these that set up how you terminate a lease. And you even mentioned some elements that, okay, you're going to forfeit your deposit. You got to pay us, months or whatever it is. So as long as you adhere to the terms and conditions of terminating the lease, I don't know how they can come back over the top with whatever it is. So we're going to need the lease agreement, number one. Then we'll need the letter that they're demanding of the $11,000. And then that has to be articulated. What specifically constitutes the $11,000 and how does that correlate with the lease? Basically the response that you or counsel will send back to them. And the onus goes back and explain this to us, legally, under a contract theory of law. And then if they can't do that, then we'll say, well, you're not going to get the $11,000. And then if they sue you, then we've got an affirmative defense because in essence, they could have potentially breached the contract in multiple ways, not just an habitability issue that you're talking about with the water, but you also have a breach of contract. If you terminate the lease according to the way you're supposed to, then they're coming back and saying that you can't do that. again, it's all going to come down to the details of those documents, the writings. Got to send that in, askthedom.com. My private email is dominic@askthedom.com. Just my first name in front of it.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Good luck. Thanks. I can't imagine that if I lived somewhere and the water wasn't working, that'd probably be them breaking the lease first. But you can't just abandon it, right?
Right. You can't. Well, you cannot stop paying the rent. You still have to pay the rent.
Right.
You can't be. You can't retaliate in that manner because what's happening, that's a breach upon a breach.
Yeah.
So two wrongs don't make a right. That's just the commonality of that. You pay the rent. You put them on notice that they're in breach, and then you work the problem from the back end. In essence, that's the way that you keep those. So the listeners stay out of trouble. I don't want folks to weaken their legal position by doing something they shouldn't do. And a lot of people are like, I don't think I should pay. I understand you have that knee-jerk reaction. You feel that way. But you're going to weaken your argument if you do that. And part of the show is to strengthen your legal position by, answering the questions accordingly to help. So, and it's hard for people to understand that because I don't want to say that.
Right.
But that's what the law is in Florida. I don't want to tell that, but
Right.
I have to because I don't want them to be in a worse position.
That's the thing.
6 months later, what have you.
All right. Well, thank you for helping out the listeners today. If you didn't get through, 813-251-5550, the phone numbers. You can go to askthedom.com. Dom will answer your questions. And, of course, he's got his show now 3 hours tomorrow night on this very radio station. What do you got tomorrow? 7 p.m. to 10. Mayor Bob Buckhorn will be in studio. Run it again.
Yeah, he's. We'll see what he says. But the mayor will be in. And if you didn't get a chance to listen to last week's show on the replay on the app, the chief judge, Judge Sabella, did a fantastic job. It was a great interview. He hung the whole 3 hours. He had a blast last week. So if you didn't hear that before the mayor's show tomorrow with me, you can today and tomorrow you can tune into that. That's a great show with the chief judge last week, and then of course the mayor tomorrow on the Ask.
Wow. All right. Well, Dom, thank you. Have a great show.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. And I don't think I'll see you next Tuesday because of the Radio Row, but I'll coordinate with Gio because maybe I'll sneak in with Johnny or whoever's going to be doing it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, because we will not be there, but Johnny and Ian will. So maybe you can work that out. We'll figure all that out.
Well, I'm going to miss you, but I'm excited. Good luck next week. I know it's going to be a lot of fun up there for you guys doing that stuff.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, we'll be live from Radio Row next week, broadcasting live and being joined by, I know some of our friends will be out there and whatever celebrities will stop by. We got to take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Carmen.
Yes.
Kayla.
Yes.
Ironically, I just saw her on my Instagram post, which Instagram feed, which I don't really look at a lot.
Okay.
Looks great.
Yeah. Are you shocked by this?
Yeah, because I had said earlier, I said, how's she look now? I was making a joke about it, and then I saw a picture of her, and she looks fantastic.
Yeah, she has not aged. I feel like she's
not aged. She's got skinnier, and she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same. And I know her husband.
He looks great too.
Yeah, before they got married, he went through this big transition. I think he lost somebody in his life or something, but he turned his whole health life around.
Maybe that's what I need to do, lose somebody.
I mean,
Joe?
Yes,
Spanish?
Oh.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That Joe turned his life around when Spanish is gone.
Unbelievable.
Well,
it really is something.
Just trying. Thank you, everyone.
Joe, have you been late?
No, not one time.
First one here.
Yeah.
And he's driving?
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's scary.
Oh, don't be scared, Carmen.
I'm scared. I just think that I'm going the opposite direction as you.
Yeah.
And we are
In
going
life or on the road?
No, on the road.
Everything.
Yes. I'm driving into St. Pete and Joe's driving into Tampa. And I have a feeling we're going to hear about a wrong way driver one morning.
You think so? Huh?
No, I think Joe's got 3 more years before he wrong way drives.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
he'll be
I'll
fine
take
for a little while.
Joe is on the uptick.
I'm trying.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
I could see Joe driving down a road that, in 1997, was going in opposite direction.
Yeah.
So he still thinks it goes that way.
Right.
Maybe but that's not his fault,
Yeah.
No, I'm an excellent driver. Never had a car crash.
Well,
Oh, I mean, okay.
way to go, Jinxie.
Well, just letting you know.
What were the other things I wrote down? I can't read my own handwriting.
Joe and I sat in a meeting yesterday about New Orleans.
How do you feel about that?
I feel much better.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Much
all right.
better. Now that we've
good.
got things locked down for the most part, I think it's gonna be good.
Good.
I also am confident we'll be all right.
Good.
Oh.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
All right. Smash cut to what is
Oh,
going on?
You didn't play that. They can't hear us.
Are we gonna try and do any death pool picks or
Not today. We don't have time.
Boy.
I was looking at the schedule at Sidesplitter's got some good stuff coming up, which is good for the show. Adrienne Appalucci is going to be here in February, who is one of my favorites.
She's really funny.
She's great. And then Louis C.K. is there on February 10th, but I'm sure that's sold out already. And then Ari Shaffir is coming the following weekend. And for the first time in, I would say, he hasn't been on the show in probably about 8-9 years. Kevin Nealon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Kevin Nealon used to come every year, and I can tell you that Kevin and Nealon and I have a son who is the same age. We had kids around the same time. We bonded over that. We talked about that over time and on. That means he's got an 18-year-old kid now. So
yeah.
And
used to go to the other place, so now he's at Side Splitters, which is good. Yeah.
And his show, Hiking with Kevin, his podcast, has been picked up, the video portion of it, to be on Hulu or Peacock or one of those. So
nice.
It's actually a TV show now.
He's funny. He's a really good stand-up too. He's very different, very weird and funny, and just
he's weird.
Yeah, and I love he does a thing. I don't know if he still does it or not, where he's telling a story, and he'll tell the story, and he goes, "We were on one of those boats. It's and somebody will yell something out, and he'll go off of that and does like a whole thing. Like he's really good with that stuff."
Tomorrow on the show, Adam Johnson is going to be in the studio once again. He is, last time he was on, he was a criminal. Now he has been pardoned. He was one of the most popular January 6th people who were arrested, the insurrectionist, if you will. He was the
hostages.
Depending, yeah. He was better known as Podium Guy. He was the guy who was accused of trying to steal Nancy Pelosi's podium. When we found out, when we had him on the show, he just took, it wasn't in fact Pelosi's, and it was just a photo op of a podium that was underneath the staircase that he saw. He has since been pardoned along with the other January 6th insurrectors. Insurrectionists. So he will be back in the studio with us tomorrow, and we'll catch up with him. We'll see what it was like to do the jail time. I want to talk to him about his story again, about how he got up there in the first place. And if you didn't hear him the first time he was on, it's a very interesting story, and how it all played out and what's happened since Trump has become president. I'm curious to see how that affects him.
Yeah, I think he had to go through his full sentence because it was a couple years ago now.
He did. I don't really recall. We'll find out tomorrow. But he did do his time.
I think it was 90 days.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I want to see what his jail time was like how he was treated in there and those sort of things. So Adam Johnson will be in the studio with us tomorrow during the show in the 8 o'clock hour. What else? Anything else before we get out of here?
Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll have the open letter.
Brand new open letter tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday. And now also, I forgot to point out that the weekend that Adrienne Appalucci is here, Bobby Kelly is going to be here because Bobby is doing Captain Brian's Off the Hook Comedy Club in Fort Myers or Naples, wherever that thing is now, and he's going to be coming in here early to hang out with us for a day, and then we're going to shoot down there.
I can never not think of Steve Byrne and the
it's one of the best stories ever.
Every time you mention Captain Brian's or Off the Hook, that is the first thing that pops into my mind, and it's one of the all-time great stories.
Some of the three of my favorite stories on this show ever told all have to do with Steve Byrne.
Yeah.
That Captain Brian ordering the food story, the him slapping the coffee out of the hands of Jim Norton and Bobby, and him slapping the nickels out of Bobby's hand in the casino. That slapping the nickels out is one of my favorite things.
I would take those, and I'd throw in Brad Williams' security story with the ninja swords.
And maybe one of the funniest was when Bert had to watch his roommate's iguana, whatever, and it died, and he tried to do whatchamacallit?
CPR.
No, the whatever your ashes, your
cremate.
Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Tried to cremate it, just put it in a fire, and he said it just its hands curled up.
Can I tell you something? You want to know a little confession? I don't remember that story.
Oh, really? I have it.
Yeah,
because
John Brennan always talks about it, and it comes up in Best of, and people love it, and I don't remember it happening
because Bert was like, I mean, how would you kill it or do whatever. And John Brennan goes, I don't know, a book. And he goes, a book. He goes, yeah, just like slam it with a book. Yeah, it was funny. It was so funny because Bert was losing it and could not. I mean, you couldn't even understand what he was saying. He was doing his high pitched laugh and doing all that. Yeah.
Bert, one time we used to play. What was that game? Pyramid. Where you had to name the thing, and Bert tried to play with us, and I'd be like Wolverine, Colossus, Rogue, Professor, and then you'd have to guess what what is that? X-Men thing. Then you would do that, and they'd have to guess. And Bert came in, and he was just saying things like he would say all these things, and you go, "What is it?" And he goes, "That's things you don't want to say to a black guy." Like, no, Bert, no.
It's not how the game works.
No. Never want to hear it. It's how the game works.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to say those sort of things. So, while they're showing ICE searching for immigrants with criminal records, they're busting people's houses and just yanking them
I hope
out,
Selena
man.
Gomez isn't watching this.
Oh my god!
Did you guys see the post from the Texas teacher
No.
who was like, basically like, can you please come raid my school? Over 50% of my students don't speak English, and I have to use Google Translate. Please help.
Jeez.
Why would you? How could you take that job?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I don't have a problem with them being Spanish-speaking students either, but you need to hire teachers who speak Spanish and teach them how to learn English.
but that's the problem. But I mean, even Chamberlain has that problem.
Yeah, it's
because
easier said than done.
Yeah, majority of the students there are Hispanic, and Chad is the same way. He has to use either Google Translate or use another student to talk to his students.
That is crazy.
He says he has 2 classes. I want to say like second and third period or something, but he has 2 classes, and over 80% of the students only speak Spanish.
Wow.
And they can barely keep teachers in the schools now, let alone bilingual ones.
Right.
You think they may want to pay teachers more money so that they can actually
come on.
enjoy being there?
Maybe incentivize it just a little bit.
Yeah. That's nuts. All right. Check us out on Instagram at the Mike Calta Show, and also on the YouTube. How we doing on YouTube, Joe?
Pretty good, Michael.
Yeah.
We're down to 550 now, but it's the end of the show.
Well, we're about to wrap it up.
Right.